Typical muggy evening in South Florida in September. Temps mid-80s, high level of humidity, light winds in the Palm Beach area as we get close to kickoff between Miami and FAU. Here's Al Golden, moments ago, addressing his team.
Three things before we go out there. Three things. Number one, okay, unity will destroy adversity. You got plenty of adversity out there. Use your unity. Use your unity. Leaders step up. That's number one. Two, play our brand. Play our brand. Do it on our terms, to our standard. Our team, our standard. Everybody understand? Yes, sir. Last thing is you tough. Now attack, do your job, and finish 6 seconds at a time, and trust it. Let it rip 6 seconds at a time and trust it. Everybody got it?
Yes, sir.
Go.
There's one of the great faces for both of these programs, Howard Schnellenberger, with the coin toss. Won a national title as head coach for the U back in '83, the first head coach in FAU history. In fact, this field named in his honor. Al Golden, the current head coach at Miami in his 5th year.
I can promise you, Charlie Partridge in his pregame talking about all the players that, hey, the U didn't offer you a scholarship. Let's go out and prove it.
That one kicked out of the end zone. Brad Kaya, the starting quarterback for Miami. Sophomore from right here in Los Angeles. One of those real up-and-coming quarterback talents, not just in the ACC, but in the nation. You take a look at his career numbers.
Very interesting guy. He was not an early admit last year. He showed up in June. Coach Golden said 1 month of practice, and he was a starter as a true freshman.
Looking like he's changing things. First play from scrimmage, and we've got a flag. Maybe that crowd getting to Miami, you would think they'd be able to handle this.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, there's probably a lot of Miami fans there, but going back to Brad Kaya, year 2 in this system, coach, really has more of a command, and you see him there, the first play of the game, actually audibling, so the coach is showing a lot of trust in the young quarterback early on.
Yeah, this will probably be one of the better matchups in the game. Because of some injuries and some inexperience, Miami's offensive line, FAU's defensive line.
1st and 15 from the 20. The give to Joseph Yerby. 3 things you need to know about this opening drive for Miami. There's Kaya, reigning ACC Rookie of the Year. Mark Walton, true freshman. Could he be the next great tailback for the U and FAU? Going with youth and going with Florida talent as well.
6 possible freshmen that will be a major part in FAU's defense.
But it's Yerby getting the carry again across the 30, short of a first down.
You know, some injuries at the running back position this year for the U. You're going to see Yerby, Walton. The coaching staff really likes this committee of running backs they have this year.
Yeah, you know what's the one thing, though, you got a freshman, you know, a sophomore quarterback now, and you got a freshman running back. You'd like to think that you'd get a little more experience at a program like Miami.
On 3rd and 3, incomplete, no flags. 3 and out.
The flag.
Oh, there is a flag. That one snuck into our screen. So late conversation. This one may be on the Owls. Roughing the passer, the call. That'll bring up first down for the Canes.
Yeah, this was a big, big concern for Charlie Partridge coming in this game. Last week against Tulsa, they had 13 penalties. Same thing. It prolonged drives, and it killed drives when they were on offense.
Robinson Eugene, the 5th-year senior from Miami, whistled for that one. Keeps the drive alive for Miami. Again, they go to the ground. Again, it's Yerby with the carry.
game plan early on in this game for the U is really trying to establish that run and establish that physical nature where really they might have an advantage with this Miami offensive line going against FAU's defensive line.
See a lot of substitution going on from a defensive standpoint with FAU, particularly the front four.
Kaya, complete, minimal gain down at the 45 is Lewis. Miami awfully thin at wideout tonight. Braxton Berrios out. Stacy Coley originally was ruled out, then made a game-time decision, bringing in a couple young faces to fill the gaps. Lewis had one reception last week in the shutout victory over Bethune-Cookman. Gets a quick one right there. Herb Waters checks in, goes wide left. 3rd and 2.
This is where you gain, if they can run the ball, pick up the first down, this is where you gain confidence in your offensive line.
Not going to get it, Coach.
Charlie Partridge's background, he was my defensive line coach at Pittsburgh and my special teams coach. And then he went to Wisconsin and did the same thing for Brett Bielema up there. So his expertise is defense, special teams, and defensive line.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 1. They have Michael Badgley, who's the kicker, out there.
Watch for a hard count, huh, Matt? Try to draw him offside.
Yeah, needs to.
No. How about that? The kicker backup punter hands it off, and a first down. Yerby, the big gain on 4th and 1.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, they're aggressive first series. They do want to establish that run, but this is a nice play call. They actually go with the quick count, Coach, catch them off guard, and they get a big first down.
Yeah, boy, that's exciting. I know the Miami players, and when the head coach does that, you're telling the team, we believe. I believe in you.
Incomplete. What was odd about that play on 4th down, Badgley, the punter, number 15. Kaya, the quarterback, also number 15.
Little trickery there, Rob.
Nothing like testing my number skills in the first
this was
drive.
a great throw by Brad Kaya. They got to come up and make that catch.
It's Herb Waters, the senior from Homestead, 3 wideouts to the right of Kaya. Delayed handoff. Mark Walton, the true freshman from Miami. A little bit faster than Yerby, who's the starter.
The interesting thing is we get started here with both of these teams. You're going to have about 90% of your players from the state of Florida. Most games you're going to see on TV, and you look at the roster of teams, Matt, they're spread out in a tri-state area. Not here, not with these schools. Too much talent there.
5 wideouts right now for Kaya on 3rd and 5, and then Walton checks back in. Walton pulls it in across the 30. Should be enough for a first down.
That's actually the second time they've run this play, Rob and Coach, in this first drive. They're doing a little spot route with the X receiver, and they're putting the running back out on a wheel route. It's zone coverage, so he just sits up right there. Kaya does a great job of finding him in open space.
So the drive rolls on for Kaya and the Canes. Great protection, took a hit on the release, complete. And they're going to give him a first down on that. Waters with the grab.
I think, as Al Golden, that's the thing that he's got to be taking a close look at. He's got to keep his quarterback protected. And I know he got it off. It was a great play right there. But those hits, they add up, Matt. You know better than anybody. I mean, it's...
Kaya with 3 completions to 3 different receivers. Kaya's going to run it and then slings it a little tall, pulled in by Lewis.
Oh, the old Rich.
And a late flag comes in as well.
The old Rich Rodriguez, Arizona, West Virginia, fake the run.
We saw some of that last night as well.
Saw some of that last night with Louisiana Tech and Western Kentucky. What they're doing, they're faking the run. He has the possibility, the quarterback has the possibility to run it or last resort is the pass.
Coach, they didn't run that play.
There's no flag on the play.
They didn't have that in it, USC for you?
There's no flag on the play for OPI. The ball did not go beyond the line of scrimmage.
I think they had that play in for you, but they just eliminated the quarterback
Ruling on
runoff.
the field was a completed pass. The play is under review.
I think it was a completed pass.
Official review might be looking at whether he crossed the line of scrimmage on throw.
It's part of the reason why I never really like those type of plays, because there's so many moving parts. You know, you have to be worried about so many different things. The quarterback crossing the line of scrimmage. Is it a lateral? Is it a forward pass?
One thing that was impressive, nobody was running out of bounds. You know, you love that when a receiver catches the ball, stays in bounds, tries to get every extra yard.
Humid night in Palm Beach.
Art Kehoe there in the orange hat, long-time offensive line coach, was on our staff back in the day.
While they sort this one out, we'll step away. 0-0, opening drive of this one between Miami and FAU. We welcome you back to Friday Night Football here on FS1. Al Golden having an extended conversation with the officials while we were away. They said Kaya did not cross the line, setting up 1st and goal from the 4 here on the opening drive of the game.
You know, and we go back to this drive. Let's not lose sight that at about the 50-yard line, a 4th and long one, they went for it, Matt, you know, and handed the ball off and ended up getting the first down to keep the drive alive. Huge play, momentum-wise.
Yeah, following the personal foul, too, which really, sustained this drive. And I thought they've been really well balanced so far. A good mixture of run plays inside, outside, and Brad Kaya just having his day, you know, having time to really pick apart this defense and really dinking and dunking down the football field.
Let's bring in our rules expert, Mike Pereira. Mike, what'd you see on this play?
I'll tell you, this was one of the most interesting plays I've seen, because on the field they ruled offensive pass interference, but then they picked it up because they said the pass was completed behind the line of scrimmage, which it wasn't. It was actually completed beyond the line and really should have been interference. But that aspect of the play is not reviewable, so you can't correct that. So what they did was, in replay, went to replay just to see if the quarterback was beyond the line when he released the ball. But you can see the ball is out of his hand, the back foot is still over the line, so that is a legal forward pass. So what they ended up in the end is they had to leave the call the way it was, which was a completion down inside the 5 and stay with the pickup of the offensive pass interference.
There you have it. Thank you, Mike. Still a long delay here, though, at FAU Stadium. Expecting a record crowd for this one, and not sure why there are these continuing conversations going on right now. The officials have sorted everything out. A little bonus time for Jim Kelly and Coach Schnellenberger to hang out.
Jim Kelly, interesting story. Penn State, he's a Pennsylvania guy, and Penn State offered him a scholarship, but Joe Paterno said they were going to play him at linebacker. Wow. And Howard Schnellenberger said, you come Miami, we'll give you a shot at quarterback. That's how he ends up at the U. He was the first quarterback in the great history of that great tradition, Matt. You know, after him was Kozar, Testaverde, and so forth.
Rob Stone, Matt Leinart, Dave Wannstedt, Petros Papadakis. Haven't heard from him yet. We will get to him momentarily. And our rules official, Mike Pereira, with you tonight. Another handoff, and we've got a touchdown. Mark Walton barrels in from the 4.
Boy, that's just a little misdirection play. Really, kind of almost a trap with the wingback match, you know, and just power football. There's nothing fancy about this play. You know, Miami's offensive line just got great leverage and just knocked them in the end zone.
Folks really high on Walton, the 5'10", 195 true freshman from Miami. Had a touchdown last weekend in the shutout victory over Bethune-Cookman. Gets his second career score here tonight. So the Canes do what was expected of them. Go the distance, get the 7 points. They're up 7-0. The Owls offense on the field for the first time when we return here on FS1. Miami on top early, 7-0, 12 plays, 75 yards in just over 5 minutes. Remember, they got bailed out by that roughing the passer call, which kept the drive alive, capped off by Mark Walton's second career touchdown run, that one from 4 yards out. The Owls regrouping on the sideline as their offense gets set to take the field for the first time tonight.
You know, keep an eye right here. Charlie Partridge, besides defense, he was my special teams coordinator. Keep an eye every time that FAU is involved in a kicking situation for something unusual tonight. He knows he's got to do something to try to give his team a chance to win, Matt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in these big type of games, you gotta do a little trickery every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, you can see a fake reverse, something unusual here to try to loosen up the Canes.
That one goes out of bounds, so good opening field position for FAU. Let's go down the field. Join Petros Papadakis, one of the offensive stars for the Owls tonight, Pete.
Guys, Leinart already talked about the quarterback for FAU, Johnson, and he's a physical runner, but the most physical runner the Owls have is Greg Buddy Howell. This is just a sophomore, 100 yards last week at Tulsa. But let me tell you something, he is really raring to go in this game. Grew up in the shadow of the U in Coral Gables, and just like Coach said, a lot of these guys are really looking to get after it, but this offense is cold. They watched that entire drive. That was a long one by the U. Let's see how they come out.
Yeah, Pete, it's been a long time since the Owls ran onto the field to start this one. That offense has just been sitting and waiting. It just feels like another delay on top of another delay here tonight.
Hey, P, I see you down there with that coat on. Did you think you were going to Minnesota? Did you realize you were going to Miami? What do you got, a winter coat on? Come on.
I don't know if it's raining or if this is humidity, but man, there's water everywhere.
I think that might be a cover for some of the water off Pete. Jacquez Johnson, the quarterback for the Owls, first play, and gets a quick strike and a confidence-building completion. Finds Nate Terry. Rather, that's Jensen Stoshak, senior from Jacksonville.
7-yard completion.
Pickup of 7 on first down. To the ground go the Owls, and maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Jacquez Johnson, Matt, the key to the offense for the Owls for you. Got to run it. They had 342 rushing yards last week in the overtime loss to Tulsa. The Miami D, tough to run on this D. 79 yards total they allowed last week. That's total to Bethune-Cookman.
Sounds like the U of the old.
It was Bethune-Cookman, coach. 3rd and 3. Maybe a busted play, and Johnson looks like he might have enough to get him a first down.
You know, the one point here, and Al Golden made the comment when we were talking to him, that they have not had a defensive lineman drafted in 3 years, which is completely out of sync from what the history of Miami defense has been. That's where all the big draft picks, that's where your money guys have been.
First down for FAU. Johnson from the shotgun. Miami bringing some pressure from the edge. That one underthrown.
And I would add, he feels like he's got a few of those guys this year. A couple guys are going to be drafted.
Nate Terry, the intended target.
FAU known, really, they're gonna tempo you, no huddle you, but they want to run the football. Talking to their coach this week, Brian Wright, the offensive coordinator, they want to be a power spread team and be physical. Coming out here early in this game, throwing the football.
Handoff, big pickup, first down, and more for the Owls. Down inside the 10. Jay Warren, the huge pickup on second down.
This is, you know what, there's a lot of conversation going on with Miami's defensive line and the linebackers. I think they were just a little bit late getting lined up. I mean, that was just a simple dive play, and give credit. FAU blocked them. I mean, they beat them off the ball and they blocked them.
And more flags.
Ball start, number 53 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Jacoby Smith, the right guard from Miami, whistled for that one. Back from an injury that he suffered in camp.
You know, you were talking, Matt, about tempo, and that's how a defense gets affected. I mean, simplify the calls, let the guys get lined up and play. Let your guys make plays. If there's any hesitation, there's going to be mental mistakes. You're going to lose your gaps. That's exactly what happened on that last play.
So now first and goal from the 13. Johnson's going to keep this one. Spins at the 10, and that's where he's dragged down.
Yeah, this is where, Florida Atlantic's going to make their plays. Jaquez Johnson, you saw the great ball handling on that long run. Well, this here, he's just going to read the end. If the end collapses down, he's going to keep it and go get tough yards.
Big man's a little gimpy coming up. 6'1", 225 from Starkville, Mississippi, the home of Mississippi State. He wears that number 32, certainly not a number we're accustomed to seeing on too many quarterbacks. Wears it in honor of a friend who was murdered years ago. Johnson. Complete. Short pickup, completion to Henry Bussey.
Nice job there, avoiding the rush on Matt, keeping his eyes on the receivers.
Yeah, I mean, he had his eyes downfield. You just got to worry, about these quarterbacks when they're always running and they're being counted on to run the football 15, 20 times a game. It takes a toll on your body, Coach. They got to be careful. They need Johnson in this football game.
Third and goal from the 6. Miami scored on their opening drive. FAU trying to do the same. Johnson, that ankle looking awfully tender as he backpedals.
Miami bringing some pressure.
Johnson lobs it up to the corner. Looking for Stoshak, and they don't hook up. P?
Guys, Matt was right. There's a lot of Miami people in this crowd, a lot of orange here at FAU, but that long run really got the crowd ignited after the long touchdown drive by Miami, and you're seeing a lot of confidence on this Owls sideline right now. They can get 3 here. That'll go a long way.
Greg Joseph on for the 23-yard attempt.
Ball's away.
Got it. – 7-3 game. Owls on the board. Jay Warren's big pickup got him into the red zone. They get 3 points out of it. 7-3 Miami. 6:10 left in the first. One time now to look at our built for tough keys to the game. Coach?
Yeah, and Miami right now, Coach Golden talked about having 9 defensive linemen he can rotate in there. Keep them fresh, get pressure on the passer. The crowd noise. I'm not talking, Matt, just about the quarterback and offense. The defense got to get the call and get lined up. That was the result of the long play.
And for FAU, they have to tackle in space. You saw that first drive. Miami very balanced, but they like to spread you out. It's going to be imperative for this FAU defense to get off the field on third down and make sure they are sure tackling and then contain Miami's special teams. Last week, Corn Elder, a TD, a punt return for a touchdown, actually one called back. So Miami's really, really good on special teams. FAU's going to have to contain them tonight.
Teams to go to their locker room.
There's a weather advisory in the area, and they have asked the teams to head to the locker room right now. So we knew there were thunderstorms in the general area. And now they are asking the teams to clear the field and head to the locker room. Well, Coach, you and I, we've lived in Florida. When there's lightning in the area, you do what these guys are doing. You run. You don't walk to the locker room.
The rules.
Petros, that goes for you too, my friend.
Well, the rules have changed dramatically. And Mike Pierre, he'll explain it here to us. I can give you a story the first time I was involved in one. Mike, where does it stand right now?
Well,
College football.
I mean, it stands where it's actually a part of the rule book now.
FS1 college football is back after about an hour weather delay in the Boca Raton area. Lightning was sighted numerous times. Weather delay over an hour, but the teams and the officials have been on the field for several minutes getting loose right now. So we stepped aside with 6:10 left in the first quarter. Let's get you caught up on what transpired before the weather break. Opening drive for Miami. Mark Watson, the true freshman, very active in this one. In the end, he ran it in from 4 yards out, his second career touchdown. That put the Canes up 7-0 early. FAU took the ball, went down, got a 23-year-old field goal from Greg Joseph, 7-3, once the weather delay took place. For more on it, let's go downstairs. Petros Papadakis. Pete?
Yeah, guys, people were pretty anxious in here, and it was creeping towards 10 o'clock Eastern time, and it looked like maybe we weren't going to get out on the field until then, and then suddenly the all-clear came down, and FAU came marching out in a hurry. Remember, we've been talking about it all night. This is a huge moment for their university, and they don't want it squandered because of the weather in South Florida. Obviously, both these teams really know what they're dealing with. Most of the high school football games were delayed till midnight last night here in the Miami area, and the Hurricanes had their game against Bethune-Cookman called early last week. So cross your fingers, let's play some football.
Yeah, Miami went through a weather delay last weekend in that shutout victory over Bethune-Cookman. They are certainly used to that right now, and FAU trying to get the crowd back into this one. They trail 7-3. Joseph to kick it off for the Owls.
Obviously, one of the big concerns for Coach Partridge, the head coach at FAU, is his kick coverage units because of what Miami did last week. Very explosive.
Low kick fielded at the goal line by Bussey. Bussey, a little stiff arm across the 20.
Number 1, Mark Walton with the return.
Right, that was Mark Walton, the true freshman who had that touchdown early on. Brad Kaya leading the Hurricanes back on to the field. Kaya, 4 of 5 for 32 yards on that opening drive, the sophomore from the LA area here in California.
Yeah, a true freshman last year, showed up in June, started the season a month later.
Miami goes right to the ground game. Joseph Yerby.
It'll take him a few plays here. I've been in this situation several times down there. You know, it'll take you a few snaps to come out and kind of get your body back into the flow of things, get the crowd back into it. You just hope you're loose enough from sitting in an air-conditioned locker room where you don't incur an injury.
2nd and 8. Delayed handoff. Big hole up the middle. Across midfield. And Yerby continues close to the 30 when he's finally dragged out of bounds by Cravon LeBlanc.
Yeah, this was just a design running back draw play. Brad Kaya with a nice fake. They actually catch Florida Atlantic in a cross blitz right there, and there's a huge hole. Great job by the offensive lineman. And then this is what he does. He just goes out and makes plays. A tremendous big play for Miami in this one.
When you run that cross blitz, someone was supposed to come over and fill the other A-gap.
Kaya through the air, lofts it up, looking for 6, overthrew his receiver. He was looking for Rashawn Scott, the senior from Melbourne, Florida.
I like the play call, though, Coach. First series, they didn't stretch the field at all. It was more kind of dinking and dunking zone passes, and here you go. He takes a shot. He misses him, but I like the play call.
Second down and 10. At the 34.
They went after their top corner.
Trayvon LeBlanc, number 7 for FAU. NFL scouts well aware of his talents. Kaya changing things at the line of scrimmage. 8 on the play clock. Over the middle, complete. Yerby makes another tackle and miss. Inside the 5 as Bucks his way in for the score.
Yeah, what happens on this play, you know, it's critical that you don't let those receivers or backs, Matt, inside. Always force them to the outside. You know, we'll see this coming up here again. The receiver gets inside the linebacker, underneath him, right there. Number 2 obviously gets under 34, Matt. Easier throw, you know?
Yeah, and Brad Kaya did a great job knowing the coverage he was going to get. His running back runs a little Texas route, we call it, an angle out of the backfield, gets the inside of that linebacker. That's a big-time play.
Texas, I love
The
it.
Texas angle route.
Low kick is good. 14-3 Canes. We take another look at the touchdown. Walton had the 6 points on the first drive. This time it's Irby with the touchdown score. 14-3 Canes. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for the U. They're on top of FAU. 14-3. Kaya 5 of 7, 66 yards. Now as you take a look at the scoring drive, it was a quick one after that hour-plus weather delay. Just 4 plays in a $116 going 78 yards. Irby the 34-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, on 2 of those plays, Matt, well, the 2 big plays. One, they run a cross blitz. 2 guys end up in the same gap for FAU. And then the second one, obviously, was a missed tackle.
Bussey, a couple yards deep. At the 10, stutters, met at the 15, leans to about the 16. We go downstairs. Petros Papadakis with more on the FAU quarterback, Pete.
Guys, you noticed on that one field goal drive by FAU, this being their second drive coming up, Jaquez Johnson, the 240-pound senior quarterback, a little gimpy in the ankle. He got that sweet, fresh Matt Leinart spat, as you can see, on both feet, and he seems to be working it out. But I got to tell you guys, he does not look as explosive as he did coming out in the warm-ups. That's going to be something to keep an eye on now that FAU's going on offense.
Yeah, and actually, they're going to keep him on the bench. They're going to bring in their backup, the redshirt freshman Jason Driscoll, the brother of Jeff Driscoll, who used to play for Florida and was the quarterback last night on FS1 for Louisiana Tech. And Driscoll hands it off right away. So a big story developing early for FAU. Not what they wanted so much, riding on Jaquez Johnson. Good arm, good legs, and now they have to turn to Driscoll, who has limited experience.
Yeah, and we're going to see how much of this game plan is going to change. Obviously, like you said, Rob, Johnson is a great runner, but throws the ball well. We don't know much about Driscoll.
From the shotgun, Driscoll looking to his right all the way. Finds his man across the 30. First down for the Owls.
And I'll tell you what, right there, he showed that he could throw the football. That was a great, accurate throw. They ran about an 8 or 10-yard stop right there. And this is, hey, the offensive coordinator is showing a lot of faith. Second play, let's throw a hitch route outside. Great accuracy, great throw.
So Driscoll, 1 for 1 early on. That one a pickup of 13. First and 10 from the 32. Driscoll running to the right, flips it to his tailback.
They are you run a play like that and they take away the pitch, the read tells you your quarterback's got to keep it. With your starter banged up and run an option with your backup, Charlie's doing whatever he can do to win this game.
Al's going up tempo. Again, another carry and another first down for FAU.
Charlie Partridge.
It's like Charlie has seen something he likes offensively, Coach. He's liking the running of Jay Warren early on.
Yeah, and I'm sure, see, Miami, I'm sure Miami's trying to make it a one-dimensional game right now. They're saying, hey, we've got the lead. They got a new quarterback in there. Let's be aggressive with our pass rush.
Pickup of about 2 on first down.
Number 25, Dallas Crawford.
Dallas Crawford, the fifth-year senior from Fort Myers, one of the captains on the team with the tackle from his safety position. 2nd and 8. Driscoll to throw it again. Again looking to the right. Again finding his receiver. He breaks one tackle. Tyler Cameron keeping it moving. Oh, a little flex in front of the Miami bench. Be careful, young man. Be careful.
I'll tell you what, Driscoll looks really comfortable in the pocket. He's got a really strong arm, a little fake right here, and just throws a nice curl route. But you can tell, anytime you're a quarterback, you don't want to be tentative. He's not tentative. He's going out there and throwing strikes.
Another quick strike and a handoff and a first down. Inside the 20. Down at about the 5-yard line. Another thunderous run from Warren.
This is just another missed tackles, coach. Both sides of the ball. It's a little sloppy on the defensive side of the ball.
Again, quick snap. Oh, met as soon as the ball got there. Good defensive work by Miami.
And this will be the key. I mean, Miami's going to score points. Miami's going to move the football. Miami needs to show up and play great defense every week. And, you know, I've always thought this from a philosophy standpoint.
Darian Owens, the man down on the field. Coach as Al Golden watches. We'll get an update when we return after this break. Sophomore linebacker Darian Owens still down on the field for Miami. Take a look at what happened here on this play.
Miami needs to show up, and they're going to score points, but they need to play defense tonight, and they start off strong. I've always believed this. When you get in a situation like this where it might be the weather might be a factor, wind, noise, your offense and special teams will be affected. But if you know what to do and you give great effort, I used to say, I don't care where we play, you should play great defense every week. Know what to do, give great effort, be where you're supposed to be. I don't care if it's raining, I don't care if it's snowing, I don't care what the wind conditions are, you play good defense every week. Matt, what do you think of that? See, I gave you an out. I told the offense.
You should get down there.
Yeah.
Still coach these guys up.
Yeah.
There's Jaquez Johnson. No helmet around him, the starting quarterback for FAU. Forced to be a bit of a cheerleader at this point. An ankle injury on that opening drive. They retaped him as Petros reported. But instead, the Owls have elected to go with Jason Driscoll, the redshirt freshman. Johnson's numbers on that opening drive. Second drive of the game for the Owls, and they need to quiet things down.
The ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. The play is under review.
The officiating crew had several minutes to deal with that during the injury, but now we'll take another break. So Driscoll and company given yet another break to analyze what is coming their way. 2nd and 5. While we were away, the ruling on the field was confirmed, an incomplete pass. Felt like we had that one pretty well covered. 2nd and goal from the 5.
Before the first weather delay.
Right.
All right.
Jason Driscoll, the quarterback. So bring up 3rd and goal from about 3.5 yards out.
Yeah, you don't want to be overly. You got a young quarterback, Matt. He's made some nice throws. You need points.
Yeah.
You need points here. You got to throw the ball.
And again, they go up tempo. 3rd and goal. pressure in his face. Rob just head wide open. Touchdown Owls. Nate Terry with the score.
This is good, Matt. This is a little fall down. I don't know if this is where the tight end kind of disguises like he's not going out, and the quarterback rolls one way and he sneaks out the back door. Good play. This is always got used in the red zone or on the goal line. Very popular play. Very tough to defend. It's very, as far as you really don't practice this play, you just have to react to this play as a defender.
And FAU going to go for two.
Miami.
And the Canes are going to burn a timeout to discuss it. We'll step aside as well. 14-9, the two-point conversion after this. We welcome you back to Friday Night Football on FS1. Over an hour weather delay, and we are back in action. And now the two-point conversion for FAU. Their backup quarterback, Jason Driscoll, has just thrown a touchdown to Nate Terry. They're going for two right now.
Ball start. Number 80 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still try.
And my guess is the kicking unit is going to come out now, and they are. So Greg Joseph out for the extra point. Joseph already with a 23-yard field goal here in the first quarter.
On for the extra point.
Ball game. Replay of the touchdown.
They're just going to do a little misdirection here. They're going to get everybody going one way. The receiver fakes the cut block. Coach, no cut block.
You know what that's called? That's a great play.
It is.
Watch it from you see it from the end zone, the wide end. We call this the fall down play because the tight end, number 80, falls to the ground as if he tripped. The defender leaves him go, and then he gets up and sneaks out.
Great play call.
I love it. The old fall down, tight end fall down.
First reception of the game for Terry. He had one reception last week in that 47-44 overtime loss at Tulsa, a game where Florida Atlantic forced 4 turnovers, scored all 6 times they were in the red zone, and they still lost. Big reason, 13 penalties, and they allowed over 420 yards passing.
Terry's 6'6", 220. He puts on some weight. He's going to be a prospect.
No return from Mark Walton and the Canes. Time now for a Lowe's game break. Utah State on the road in Salt Lake City, taking on Utah. Travis Wilson, the big tall quarterback, runs it on in, and the Utes up 7-0. Utah State, though, has since tied it 7-7 early in that one. We were out in Salt Lake City last week, saw Utah take care of Michigan in Jim Harbaugh's debut on Fox Sports 1. Here comes Brad Kaya, his numbers so far, 5 of 7, 66 yards, and that touchdown pass to Yerby the last time the Miami offense was on the field. Kaya slightly underthrew his intended target, Malcolm Lewis.
The thing I'm noticing, Coach, is Florida Atlantic is not getting any pressure on Brad Kaya. Miami's offensive line has been doing a great job all night protecting the young quarterback.
Second and 10 from the 25.
Well, you remember back last time they blitzed, they hit him on a long run. That'll make a defensive coordinator gun-shy.
Handoff, first down, Miami. Yerby with the pickup close to the 40.
Nothing fancy about that. Stretch play, good blocking. Again, Matt, you talked about pass protection. Great job there by Miami's offensive line run blocking.
You got to think FAU is going to have to start putting another defender in the box to shut down this run, or Miami's going to just continue to running the football.
14-10 in Boca Raton. Short pickup on first down.
Spreading them out. You saw the formation there. They had 4 wide receiver look, 3 on one side, 1 on the backside, trying to get FAU to cover down on the receivers, open up those running lanes, make it a little easier inside.
Second and 7. Another first down. Scott with the reception. Sean Scott. He's had a collarbone issue. He's broken it in the past. He's had a 100-yard game last weekend. Physical guy. One of the fastest on the team. He makes the grab, and approaching 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Hit immediately, but a completion. Waters with the grab.
Nice, I really like the offensive game plan with Miami. I mean, they're mixing up the run, Matt, the pass, the formations. I mean, you're spreading them out, they're bringing them in tight, doing a real nice job. And they really got FAU right now sitting on their heels a little bit.
And that is the end of a very long first quarter here. Jim Kelly and Howard Schnellenberger watching this one. Canes up 14-10, second quarter when we return. Welcome back to Fox Sports 1 College Football, presented by Geico. Live images from Boca Raton as we get set to start the second quarter. Canes up 14-10. We've had 4 total offensive drives, and we've seen points on each drive. Our Golden side getting touchdowns, though, on their first 2. Brad Kaya up on 1st and 10 from the 37. Walton with the carry. Walton had the game's first touchdown, a 4-yard run early in the first quarter. Been a very balanced Miami offense thus far. 12 times they've rushed it, 10 times they've gone through the air. Second and 5. Going nowhere. Swarm of outs.
I like the play selection there. Obviously, you got to give FAU credit. Their defensive line, Charlie Partridge, again, thought that was a strength of their defense. Thought that he had some depth and he could keep guys fresh and rotate them. Straight dive play for no gain.
Momentum starting to shift FAU's way. This is a huge third down to get off the football field.
On 3rd and 4, Kaya with time. Little too tall. Did he pull it in on time? Incomplete. A little juggling grab on the sideline by Scott.
I'm not so sure here. You're in that area where you might want to go for it on 4th down.
Had it there, and he's in bounds.
It seems like, yeah.
Well, this should be reviewed. Are they reviewing it? This might be worth a timeout.
Yeah, that's what Al's going to do.
That's smart. Nice decision there by Al Golden.
Timeout. Miami. They're second.
Well, I am shocked that they just didn't review that play on their own, I mean...
Well, they've reviewed some calls that have seemed pretty obvious already tonight, and that one looked like there was certainly some doubt.
Perfect, on a possible change of possession for sure. Smart play, as I said, by Al Golden, though, calls a timeout. We're looking at it now in the replay booth.
They haven't announced yet, though, that they're going to look at it now. Golden, you read the nonverbals here, like, what do you mean you're not looking at it?
Well, I don't understand that at all.
It burns a timeout that he really didn't need to at that juncture. So instead, it's going to be a long field goal attempt. And it's good. Michael Badgley drops that one in. And the Canes extend their lead to 17-10. Last week, Jaquez Johnson, the starting quarterback for FAU, accounted for 360 total yards. Today, looks like that number is going to be limited. Gang tackle there on the opening drive during that hour-plus weather delay. They re-taped up the ankle, but no helmet to be found around him, Petros.
No, but he's in pretty good spirits down here, Rob. The word is from the people at FAU that he's going to be reevaluated at the half, and he might go for the third quarter. But right now, it's going to be Driscoll for the rest of this first half, and he looks pretty good, Matt. They might go with him if they get another touchdown drive for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy as a backup quarterback when the starter goes down. You have to go in there. You have to operate this system. But his arm looks great. He looks comfortable in the pocket. He's making good ball handling decisions with that zone read they're doing. And to go down and score that touchdown, it showed a lot from this backup quarterback. Driscoll's doing a really nice job so far.
17-10 Miami. Driscoll 3 of 4, 34 yards and a touchdown coming off the bench in relief of Johnson. Badgley with a 48-yard field goal, tying his career best, makes it 17-10. Hussey with the return and met there. This is where FAU will take over. Tomorrow, Major League Baseball on Fox returns an AL East showdown. Blue Jays, Yankees. Others will see the Cards and the Reds or the Royals and the Orioles. Then exclusively here on Fox Sports 1, Tigers taking on the Tribe. Coverage begins tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern on Fox. Also 7 Eastern over on Fox Sports 1. Driscoll back out. His brother Jeff, his first collegiate game back in Gainesville for Florida versus FAU. His younger brother Jason makes his debut against Florida Atlantic as well. And Driscoll is on fire early and finds his man for another first down for the Owls.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, he just looks so decisive throwing. He's kind of got that long wind-up delivery, but I'll tell you what, he puts everything into each one of his throws.
Yeah, if he continues throwing and moving the chains like he's doing right here, I think I'd just continue the game as is. I don't think I would bring the starter back in, particularly if he's banged up a little bit.
Why not? Pick up a 14. They go to the air again. And another completion.
Coach, and you wonder, Miami defensively now changing up the game plan where they were going to stop the run, but now Driscoll is such a threat throwing the football, so we might see a little more blitzing, a little more defensive coverages from the Miami D.
And a quick snap, and to the ground they go after those 2 quick completions by Driscoll.
Boy, again, I mean, he's, obviously the tempo of the game in Miami's defense should be prepared for this. They were a little bit late getting lined up again. Anytime I see a defensive lineman knocked down in his stance, that just drives me crazy.
Driscoll coming in cold off the bench. He's really running this show well.
Yeah, it's not easy to do. You're cold, and especially after the weather delay.
Offside.
You always have to be prepared to play as a backup quarterback, but it's not an easy job, and he's done a great job so far in this first half.
Again, a redshirt freshman.
So he's been around the system, but obviously the playing experience, lack of playing experience, Doesn't seem to be affecting them here.
Well, you can tell they've got some quarterback DNA running through that
Yep.
Driscoll family. 2nd and 1 for FAU.
Check the play, called in from the sideline. Nice job.
Driscoll showing his feet, avoids the rush, and then throws that one away.
And that one I thought he got caught staring at the rush a little bit on that one, Rob. He's got to keep his eyes downfield and feel that pocket collapsing. See right there, he saw that guy coming. He does a great job of getting out and throwing the ball away, but keep your eyes downfield, young quarterback.
And the sticks move, another first down for the Owls.
I'll tell you what, this has really changed the way, just like Matt was talking about. Miami is defending this game. They came in ready for that power spread offense with Johnson running the ball, and this is a whole new look. They're going to have a lot of adjustments to make, Coach.
Yes, they are. And, you know, and then when you bring a freshman quarterback in, the only thing I'm thinking of, hey, let him throw. He won't beat us, but do not let him run. Well, guess what? He's throwing the ball and converting.
Cameron in motion. Driscoll. Driscoll's going to keep it himself. Across the 40. Stiff arm right to the sticks. That may be good enough for another FAU first down. What a drive here.
And here he goes. This is with that zone read stuff. He's going to read that defensive end. The defensive end collapsed. It looked like a blitz off the boundary side. He does a great job keeping the football and getting extra yards.
So now we talked about the run earlier. Now he starts completing passes, Matt. Now you got to be concerned about him keeping the ball as a runner himself. I mean, it's a nice little package that they got at FAU right now.
1st and 10 from the 35. Another first down inside the 20.
That's a little Brett Favre move right there. Quarterback, he got some pressure. Guy came free, really. Someone broke an assignment, and rather than stay in the pocket, he just kept giving ground, and made the completion. Watch him. Back up. Nice play.
Greg Howell with the reception. Again, Driscoll barking out instructions. Under 11 to go here in the first half. FAU, impressive drive, trying to tie things up. Howell had the reception, and now he gets a carry.
Number 9, Greg Howell.
As a coach, as a defensive coach, this is when you're really looking for your leaders to show up. Someone's got to make a play on defense. Someone's got to line up, just refuse to be blocked right here, and give your defense a negative play. Got to stop the momentum right now.
2nd and 5 from the 13. Pitch. Howell hammered.
Like a little bear defense on that.
Yeah, and Driscoll's making smart decisions right there. They run the option here to the boundary. He doesn't see a lane, makes a nice pitch. They get 5-6 yards. And again, he's in the red zone. You got to be careful when you're a young quarterback. Touchdown or check down, don't force the issue.
Red zone alert.
Yep.
Don't change the snap count. Don't turn the ball over, and don't take a sack.
3rd and 1 from the 9. Touchdown, Owls.
Wow.
Jay Warren from 9 yards out. And the Owls an extra point away from tying things up with mighty Miami.
Yeah, this is all about tackling here. There's nothing fancy there. Get off a block and wrap them up. Great running. And you know what? Let's give the offensive line credit. They stayed with their blocks until the whistle. Even though they weren't clean, they kept their feet moving, stayed with their blockers, give the back a chance.
First tie of the game, 17-17. Jay Warren gets it from the backup QB. Things are tight in Boca. Back in Boca Raton, and the two quarterbacks enjoying this one for the Owls early. The starter, Jaquez Johnson, injured his ankle on the opening drive. So his backup, Jason Driscoll, off the bench, has been awfully impressive. They capped that 10-play, 85-yard drive with a 9-yard run. Jay Warren, and we are tied at 17. They're calling this one of the biggest sporting events in Palm Beach County history. Biggest crowd ever at FAU Stadium. Mighty Miami comes into town, and what an early statement made by FAU, but folks, it is early, and Miami has scored on every one of their possessions thus far, P.
Kickoff.
It's early, there's no doubt, but Rob, I'm pretty impressed with FAU. They took the punch from Miami. They dealt with the weather delay. If there's another weather delay in this game, they're going to lock the door so the Canes can't leave. These guys are excited. When they scored that touchdown, the sideline exploded. They got their backup quarterback going. They're not too big for the moment. They're really ready for this moment, and I got a lot of faith in FAU right now. Let's see what Brad Kaya can do on this drive.
So Brad Kaya leads the Canes back out, last year's ACC Rookie of the Year. Miami pick up 9 on first down.
Yeah, the one thing that Charlie Partridge, following up on Petro's comment, you know, Charlie was a recruiting coordinator for me at Pitt, recruiting coordinator at Wisconsin, Arkansas. He knows how, he's from South Florida. He was, you know, he's went to high school at Plantation High School right there in Fort Lauderdale. He knows the coaches. He's done a great job of getting players in.
Charlie admitting this week that he grew up with a Hurricane poster in his bedroom. Yerby getting the first down, getting hit just shy of the 40.
Number 2, Joseph Yerby.
Again, there's no panic here from Miami. You've been scoring on every single drive. Be methodical, be balanced, do what's got you to this point.
And play defense, right?
Yeah, coach.
I mean,
Tackle.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Flag was dropped on that play. This officiating crew having a conversation.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 18 to the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Again, last week, 13 penalties. Coach Partridge was very, very upset.
Third penalty tonight on the Owls, and Partridge having a quick conversation with the young man who was penalized. Jalen Young, the true freshman. Oh, a little pitch back. And Kaya met, still gets it off, has a man and broke it up at the last moment. Nice recovery. Sherrod Niesman there to break it up deep.
Good, Matt. What'd you call this?
This is the old flea flicker,
Flea
Coach.
flicker. I love it.
Great design. I like it. I like the trick. Take a shot downfield. Kaya does a great job right there. Excellent job by the running back to help block. Actually puts it right on the money. But, Rob, like you said, defensive back makes a great play.
That's a nice area of the field to do it. Usually that play shows up at midfield on first down. Any of your trick plays.
Whistles just before that snap.
Ball start. Number 52 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
You know, player Charlie Partridge recruited for me at the University of Pittsburgh. Benny Blades, the All-American from the U, first-round pick of the Detroit Lions. His son, H.B. Blades, was my middle linebacker at Pitt. Charlie recruited him. Led the country, All-American linebacker for 2 years at the University of Pittsburgh. Charlie Partridge recruited him.
Kaya to his left. Owls swarm.
You know what? I mean, one of the concerns that Charlie had, he was telling us, Matt, was tackling. I think they're doing a good job of tackling tonight. Because, you know, Miami's got good athletes, you know? And there were a few missed tackles on both sides. But for the most part, on the perimeter, I think they're doing a good job.
And so far, there's not 1 or 2 guys. There's 3, 4 guys gang tackling.
Great point. That's been the difference.
Jared Ward with the tackle on that play. 3rd and 13 coming up for Miami. A little bit of confusion. Remember, Miami just 1 timeout left here in the half.
That's a long motion right off the field.
4 on the play clock. They get it off. Kaya. Oh, down he goes.
4-man rush. And again,
Kevin Coley is there and has the sack, the senior from Miramar. Had 3 sacks last week, gets 1 now.
rotating 8 to 9 defensive linemen in the game. That keeps these guys fresh. You got your 4 best pass rushers in there. Great pass rush. Great sack.
So finally, we see a punter. Justin Vogel from his 30 and able to get that one off in time. Great altitude achieved on that one. Out of bounds inside the 20. Wonderful punt from Vogel, the Ray Guy Award watch list candidate. But it's 17-17 in Boca. Sold out FAU Stadium. 17-17 midway through the second quarter. It's been a tale of Driscolls here on FS1 lately. Last night, Jeff Driscoll from Louisiana Tech accounted for 412 total yards in their loss at Western Kentucky. Tonight, his younger brother comes off the bench in relief of the starter. Jaquez Johnson has been very impressive early on. Jason Driscoll, the redshirt freshman, 6'2", 210, has seemed very composed and very much in control of this offense, Matt.
Yeah, he looked good, and I keep reiterating the fact that it's very difficult as a backup quarterback to always stay ready. You never know when that guy is going to go down, and he's come in, and the offensive coordinator has done a great job showing tremendous faith in him with the play calling. They have not held back at all. If anything, they're more aggressive.
1st and 10 from the 17. Owls have scored on every one of their offensive possessions. Driscoll overthrew his target. Huddle up with college football experts in live web chats all season long. It's a new guest every week. It is the Edward Jones College Football Huddle, only on foxsports.com.
Holding on the offense, number 73. Half the distance to the goal. Still 1st down.
5th penalty on FAU, Coach. It was a bugaboo for him last weekend as well.
It was really the difference in the ball game. I mean, they got 4. Their defense came up with 4 turnovers against Tulsa. You should beat anybody with 4 turnovers. And because of the penalties, field position, they lose the game.
They scored all 6 times they were in the red zone.
Scored all 6.
Still lost in overtime. This backs them up. 1st and 19, Driscoll. Risky. The completion to Bussey. But immediately on the scene,
Yeah, nice job.
Jermaine Grace, the linebacker.
Great job there by Grace of beating the blocker first and then going and make the play. I mean, they actually had a receiver out there in position to block him. Great play.
So 2nd and 19. Ball on the 6.
This is a situation, got to be careful backed up, Rob. Got to get half back.
All right, you're expecting the run, some type of run right there defensively. Yeah, that's one where you take a chance. You walk an extra guy up in the box. You force the ball to be thrown outside. If he throws it to the sideline, he throws it.
As Jay Warren, Coach, with the carry, he's already over 100 yards.
Yeah, that's
Warren, 110 yards on 10 carries, but it is 3rd and 16 from the 11. And they play it safe. Warren breaks it, and Warren has a 1st down. Coughed it up at the end. Loose ball, the Canes scoop it. Dallas Crawford has it. And he's still on his feet and finally pushed out inside the 25.
How about that for a chain of events?
It was a hit and a half late on Warren.
See who causes the fumble.
That is Warren still down. Leveled by number 6, Jamal Carter, the junior from Homestead.
Yeah, it looks like he hit him, up under the chin and possibly could have knocked him out or It was not one of those fumbles or tackles where you hit the ball or strip the ball. This was this was a contact. It looked like he got his helmet up under his chin because of the extremely hard tackle.
FAU, they've already lost their starting quarterback. Now their stud running back, who's already over the century mark, down on the field. We're back after this. Back in Boca, Rob Stone, Matt Leinart, Dave Wannstedt with you. 17-17. Jay Warren still down on the field. Petros, you had a good angle on that play. What'd you see?
Well, obviously, guys, it was a 3rd and long situation, and as a running back, when that call is made, you're looking to protect the football and get as much as you can. I think Warren was a little bit surprised by the fact there was a hole there, and he got his legs going. He got the first down, but he did not see the safety, Carter, who just really laid the wood to him and really kind of hit him in the midsection, just like Coach said, up under his chin, too. They got him up on his feet coming out, and remember, Warren did not have the bulk of the carries last week. It was Greg Howell, number 9, who's been in this game and had a couple nice receptions already. So they're not super thin at running back, and we'll see what happens with Howell coming into the game.
You know, at the end of that, Coach Partridge was out there standing. He was pointing to his rib, so it didn't look like it was contact, you know, in the rib area, but it may have been.
Coach Warren, a career high 126 already, and he's helped off the field. We might have to rely a little bit more on Buddy Howell, number 9. He's been effective with his hands and his legs, but it's Miami with the ball right now after the turnover. 1st and 10 from the 23. Give to Yerby, and Yerby with a first down and taken down into the 9.
Coach, change of possession here for your defense. What are you telling this defensive unit right now for Florida Atlantic?
Well, I'm telling them right now, you gotta don't give up the big play. You know what I mean? I mean, right now, hey, we just play like you played. No one needs to force anything. Do not force anything and take a chance of giving up the big run or big pass.
Yerby remains in as the tailback.
Force the field goal right here, Matt. Force the field goal. I'd probably get real aggressive right here, or a little more aggressive with my defensive calls.
Yerby with about 4 on that carry. What'd you like to call in these situations, Coach?
Offensively?
Blitz 0, Coach.
No, I do a little movement right here. I do a little misdirection.
More Yerby. Yerby met at the 5.
Yeah, I do a little misdirection right here. Get the defense moving. They're playing so aggressive. Maybe a little bootleg or something in the flat. High percentage throw.
Yeah, now 3rd and goal. You know, you don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to force the issue. Get Kaya outside the pocket. Make him not only a pass threat, but a run threat.
Yerby still the tailback. 3rd and goal from the 4.
But if they're not challenging the receivers, you can see the cushion that the defensive backs have across the board. And they're not going to give him the easy throw.
Kaya lobs it too tall.
That's exactly what happened right there. I'll tell you what, this is a win for FAU, a big win.
Yeah, that's a great job. Sudden change. Your defense is forced into a tough situation. We'll see if they hold to just that field goal, but that's a great, great defensive stand for Florida Atlantic.
So Badgley comes out. Last time we saw him, he struck a 48-yard field goal. This one from 21. And he's got it. Miami has the lead back. FAU's defense limits Miami to just 3 points after the turnover. 2017 Canes. Welcome back to Boca and college football this Friday night on FS1. Miami just reclaimed the lead with that 21-yard field goal. Up next, the Owls and a couple Western PA legends.
Western PA quarterbacks.
Jim Kelly and Joe Namath.
Two of the best.
Look at Joe. Look at Broadway. He still looks 35 years old.
Saw Jim Kelly a couple weeks ago up in Buffalo. He's recovering nicely.
He looks great.
Some of his health issues as well.
God bless.
Great spirits.
Great man. Great man. You talk about a tough guy. He could play linebacker.
No return there. Bussey takes a knee. Coming up, State Farm, Fox Sports 1 college football halftime show. Talk about LSU and Mississippi State. A couple other top 25 showdowns to discuss as well. It is going to be a limited halftime due to that hour-plus weather delay we experienced in the first quarter. So being told halftime is going to be reduced to around 15 minutes. Driscoll remains at quarterback for FAU. He has been so impressive coming on in relief for the injured Jacquez Johnson. Again, Johnson has not been ruled out of this game. They're going to reevaluate him at half, but folks may want to be evaluating this offense with Driscoll at the helm because it has been moving. Completes that one to Bussey.
You know, besides his accuracy, Matt, I've been just impressed with him as far as his knowledge, knowing where to go with the ball. I mean, that's half of it.
2nd and 4. It's Marcus Clark with the carry. Pete?
Interesting with these new offenses and the cards on the sideline. I feel like it would be easier for a quarterback just to come in without having to huddle the guys up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they take a lot less thinking out of it. You know, he looks to the sideline, they get the play. You know, he doesn't have to think about the defenses, but like Coach just said, he knows where to go with the football every single play, and that shows a lot about his preparation.
Miami has just used their last time out of the half. And Petros, we saw Marcus Clark getting the carry there. Last time we saw Jay Warren. He took that vicious hit, and there's Jacquez Johnson on the sideline. He still look a little gimpy to you as we watch him live?
Well, you know, he's not really walking around with a lot of fervor, but he's staying on his feet. You know, he's in almost every offensive huddle. He's engaging people. He's waving a towel around. He's slamming his hand on the ground when good things happen for FAU, and they've had a lot to cheer about this half. So it's kind of hard to read him right now. I don't know if he's just kind of limping or swaggering around. I don't really know what's going on with him.
Well, they're doing just fine with Jason Driscoll right now. 3rd and 3, under 3 to go here in the half.
Keep it.
Driscoll avoids the rush and then is finally taken down. Thought he had a window to unload it, but Deion Bush, the senior from Miami, with the sack.
I like the play call, you know, getting Driscoll outside the pocket. They wanted to look for the guy in the flat right there. Miami does a great job of covering the route downfield, and Driscoll just trying to make a play, but that was an excellent job on a 3rd down stop for Miami's defense.
You know, aggressive play calling again, Matt. You know, 2 out of 3 of these plays were passes. When I got inside of 2-3 minutes like that, I didn't want to get my defense back on the field. I would go a little bit conservative and use the clock.
Fair catch, no return. Here's your full slate of Saturday football. Starts tomorrow in just a couple hours, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Kansas State, UT San Antonio, 3:30. Number 3, TCU in action on FS1. 4 o'clock, battle for the Cy-Hawk Trophy. Iowa on the road at Iowa State, live on Fox. Our coverage concludes with Central Florida taking on Stanford, 10:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1.
61,000 in that new big addition stadium up there in Ames, Iowa for Iowa State.
Play action, Kaya rolling to his left, underthrew that one for Lewis.
Kaya's pass incomplete, intended for number 9.
What do you think about rolling to the left, Matt? I mean, is that something that, you know, some coaches are just gun shy of having their quarterback having to throw across their body?
Right. I mean, I always felt comfortable going to the right or to the left. It didn't really matter to me. Maybe it's just getting to the field. You know, there's more field to work with.
That's why you got a Heisman.
Kaya 9 of 16, 98 yards and a touchdown.
The players around me were pretty darn good.
I love it. You're the best.
Miami, another one of those delayed handoffs.
Number 2.
Healthy
Joseph
pickup on
Yerby.
second down for Yerby.
Timeout.
Number 9.
Florida Atlantic. They're first.
So FAU is going to burn their first timeout right now. Thinking about trying to stop them here on third down, get the ball back, and give themselves enough time to put together a drive. I remind you, coming up here, it's the State Farm Fox Sports 1 college football halftime show. Fournette, Prescott, LSU, Mississippi State. It's got a couple other big showdowns looming as well. Oregon in action.
Michigan State.
And East Lansing taking on Sparty.
Yeah, now I'm anxious to see if Stanford bounces back. You know, I mean, a tough loss last week to Northwestern. They got Central Florida, who had a tough loss to FIU. I mean, this is a must game for both of those teams.
We remind you, it's going to be a reduced halftime due to that hour-plus weather delay, so halftime scheduled for right around 15 minutes long. 3rd and 4. Is there going to be a flag on that one? That is some tight coverage.
Well, they called the timeout just to stop them. I mean, they just rushed 4 right there. I mean, this was not a pressure situation. They rushed 4, gave the quarterback an opportunity to
Herb Waters couldn't pull it
make
in.
the throw.
Boy, the man on top of them awfully
He's
quick.
draped all over him.
That was Herb Miller, number 10, true freshman from Miramar there.
Justin Vogel back to punt.
So Justin Vogel, he dropped one inside the 20 last time he punted it. Another good one. Oh, misplayed! Horrible play by FAU, and the Canes will punish him.
Special teams in the first 3 ball games, college, high school, in the NFL. More games are determined by the special teams than offense or defense.
Jensen Stoshak diving for it and misplayed it. And again, the Canes will get a turnover in the red zone.
You know what's interesting? You talk about most sports where it's all in your legs and all in your feet. Same thing with catching punts. You got to get over there and get your feet set. It's very difficult to catch a punt when you're on the run. Get your feet set or let it go.
You're taking on the U, and you're FAU. You cannot give them these type of breaks.
From an experienced player, too, on this football team.
Walton down the left side, pulled out at about the 11.
You know what I used to always tell my punt returners? Always. I said, listen, I would tell them where we wanted to catch it when. I says, but you will never be wrong, son. You'll never be wrong. If you let a ball hit the ground, hey, that's, no one will ever criticize for that. You can't catch it, let it go.
2nd and 5 coming up for Kaya and company. Canes out of timeouts, holding on to that 3-point lead.
Last 2 possessions, you had the fumble by the running back, and then you got a fumble on a punt. 2 turnovers.
Takes it to Walton. Quick strike, wide right. Grab Lewis. Lewis short of the first down marker.
Tackle by number 20, Jake Stoshak.
They're going to go
Number
hurry
10,
up here.
Herb Miller. 3rd down.
On 3rd and 1, Kaya flushed out to his right. Lobs it up and lobs it out of the end zone. Another win for the Owl defense.
You got plenty of time. I mean, I get the hurry up, but, you got a sophomore, starting his 2nd year. Let's be sure about the call, talk it over.
You hear the booze coach.
Well,
A lot of Miami folks there. They wanted them to go for it on 4th and 1.
well, when you're hurrying up like that, too, it's such a critical situation. Just be sure. Make sure the linemen know. Everybody's got to be zeroed in on the same page.
Badgley misses it, and misses it badly. So the poor play on the punt by FAU goes unpunished.
Yeah, yep. But that's a type of situation. You don't get those very often from a Miami standpoint. You have to line up and you have to score touchdowns. It's not blaming on the kicker. Get the ball in the end zone. 3rd and 1, you got to be able to line up. If you're Miami, you got to be able to line up and get a yard.
Social media update, Coach. I know you're a big fan of social media.
Who?
You.
What's up?
You, yeah, exactly. Clinton Portis. We competing with FIU, FAU, Miami-Dade, Johnson. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. Can we get to the play? Yes, we can. That's a lot to read. All right, so FAU on 1st down. That's what they do under a minute to go. Back to the tweet from Clinton. All right, so there's a lot of Miami programs. I'm trying to squeeze it down. That's typical Clinton. Let's go to the football gods. 1st down.
I like
the Owls.
That's it. Run the ball, take them into the locker room. Charlie Partridge, regroup.
2 turnovers, and you're down 3 points at home.
2 turnovers inside the 40.
And you're with your backup quarterback.
Inside the 40.
And you're without your stud running back.
Yep.
Now, this has been a pretty good half for Florida Atlantic. Not just tonight, but looking down the road in the future for this Conference USA program.
And talking with Al, Al's got, he was confident. And I still think that Miami is going to turn it on at some point, but he was so confident, felt so good about his team coming into this game when we talked to him this week.
Driscoll complete, across the 45. Caleb Woods with the reception, the sophomore from Jacksonville. Had a touchdown last week in that overtime loss at Tulsa. FAU, they still have 2 timeouts left, and again, that redshirt freshman, Jason Driscoll, taking the snaps. Driscoll, quick strike, out of bounds.
Just tremendous poise, confidence by Driscoll on this play. They're just marching down. There's plenty of time here. They got to set themselves up, get a field goal. Miami's playing a little soft. They're giving up a little too many yards, Coach.
Pickup of 9, 2nd and 1 from the 45.
That happens in a 2-minute drill. You kind of get locked into one front, one coverage. Now they bring 5-man pressure.
Driscoll avoids the 1st and the 2nd.
Yeah. Right there you have, it's a 5-man pressure. They bring the outside linebacker. You'll see it over here coming. And you always go for the upfield shoulder. You see how he misses the sack? You got to assume you're always going to contain the quarterback and go for his outside shoulder. That's the same philosophy for whether it's a linebacker blitzing, a defensive end blitzing, a safety blitzing.
Atlantic. 1st second.
Contain the quarterback because you're always going to help inside. You don't have help outside when you're playing man-to-man.
All right, guys, 7 seconds left in the half. 3rd and 1 from the 45. What did you like to call on these type of plays, Coach?
Coach, I'd put Matt Leinart in and throw the Hail Mary.
I don't know if I could throw it that far anymore, Coach.
Oh, boy, you're not going to kick the field goal. You gotta throw one up.
We saw a Hail Mary last weekend, BYU.
You know what? Let's think about this. How about 3 receivers to one side, fake it like you're going to throw the Hail Mary, and throw the old San Francisco 49er, Jerry Rice, on a quick, shallow crossing route, get him on the ground and call timeout and see if he can get the field.
Yeah, you still have time for 2 plays. Usually what we would call in this situation, just like they did a couple plays ago, a quick out. You're going to have 2-3 seconds off the clock, get a quick out, set yourself up for a shorter Hail Mary.
Yeah, exactly. Now I throw it down here to the right.
Nope, they're going to run it and run it up the middle. Howell with the carry. Timeout. 3 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I like your thought process.
Timeout.
I think they could have probably picked up 10, maybe.
And that takes place for an out right there. They still have a timeout left, and now they put themselves in a situation to throw up a Hail Mary, and we know anything could happen.
Yeah. Ask Nebraska, right?
11 p.m. on the East Coast, and we're not yet at halftime. Getting an hour-plus weather delay in the first quarter with lightning in the area.
Gotta love college football, Rob.
Looking forward to that long day tomorrow and that early meeting here on the West Coast. It's going to be a good Saturday. Did I mention it's my anniversary today?
We got a meeting. We got a meeting.
It's not going well. It's not going well with the wife right now.
Hey, we got a meeting in the morning.
We might push it back, Coach. We might push it back. All right, long field goal attempt here for Greg Joseph.
I'll probably eat 6 meals tomorrow.
About a 55-yarder for Joseph. No dice. And that is how this extended replay version of the first half will come to a conclusion. 2017, Miami with the lead. Charlie Partridge has seen his starting quarterback get knocked out in the first quarter. He had to deal with an hour-plus weather delay. Then he saw his stud running back, Jay Warren, already over 100 yards, take a vicious hit in the second quarter and get knocked out of the game. For now, he turns to his backup quarterback, Jason Driscoll, and against the U, they're only down 3 at the break. On the other side, it's Miami. Al Golden with Petros.
Coach, you talked about overcoming adversity in your pregame speech. There's been a lot of adversity here in the first half. How do you think your guys have responded?
Yeah, we just got to hang in there. We had some red zone stops. We got to tackle better. We got to get lined up better so we can execute, and we got to finish some drives on offense. We didn't finish the last couple times down there on offense.
How do you get the momentum back here in the second half? This crowd's pretty live.
Yeah, we knew what it was going to be like. We knew we were coming into it. We just got to keep fighting. We know what we got to do.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks a lot. Rob?
All right, P, thank you. So Al Golden will head to the locker room again with his Canes up 3. Coming up next, the State Farm Fox Sports 1 College Football Halftime Show. Welcome back to Fox Sports 1 College Football, presented by Geico. The abbreviated halftime is in the books. Miami set to kick off the third quarter, holding on to a 3-point lead at Florida Atlantic. We take a look at our first half stats, and who would have thought FAU out rushing and out passing Al Golden's Hurricanes. Those 2 Al turnovers really didn't cost them that much.
No, and Florida Atlantic's defense came up big, and those are some missed opportunities, Coach, from the Miami offense. Anytime you have those sudden change of field, you got to capitalize on mistakes, and they didn't do that in the first half.
And Al talked about, offense not finishing in the red zone. I mean, he's right on. Charlie Partridge got to be really excited. I mean, the way this game started, I thought Miami was truly going to run away with the thing, and these guys have held more than tough.
Submarine to kick it off in a packed house at FAU Stadium. Wonderful night in Boca for football once you got past that hour-plus weather delay, and a return that was almost stopped by his own man. Revion LeBlanc with the return. We go down to the field. Petros Papadakis, Pete.
Coach, you know Coach Partridge really well. He was really excited about his defense. He says these young guys are growing up right before our eyes. He loved the way they responded with the 2 turnovers. As far as the quarterback situation goes, they're going to keep up with Driscoll for the entire second half, and we're not going to see Jay Warren again, the running back.
Yeah, so Jay Warren had that brutal hit that he took on in the second quarter. He's out. Jaquez Johnson, starting quarterback, looks to be out for now. So again, it's Jason Driscoll's show right now. Driscoll hands that one off to Henry Bussey, sophomore from Opelika, Florida. Played some running back last year. Did Bussey converted to one of those slot receiver type guys? Had 1 reception last week, 5 carries.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, if he gets the ball in space, you better make a sure tackle on him. He's capable of taking it the distance.
You saw Driscoll's numbers since coming on in relief for Johnson. Just a redshirt freshman. His brother, the former Gator quarterback, now playing for Louisiana Tech. Greg Howe.
Nice blocking. I mean, it's the same play. It's that little belly counter play. Same one that they were running early in the first half.
And a quick snap, and again it's Bussey across midfield.
Number 9, Greg Howell with the carry.
Right now, Miami's got to do something to pressure this offense. You know, they've got to come up with their best run blitz, best pass blitz. They've got to do something to stop the bleeding right now. They cannot let this continue.
Buddy Howell being fed again, leans forward for a couple.
Greg Howell with the carry. Tackle number 33.
Howell, 8 carries already, over 50 yards. Remember Warren, when he got injured, had 132 yards. Driscoll, 113 through the air. 2nd and 8 from the 43. That'll push the offense back.
Ball start. Number 76 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Six penalties so far on the night for Florida Atlantic. Just drive killers, Coach. You just can't do it. You got to be more disciplined up front.
Yeah, and there's, you know, particularly when you're playing at home, I mean, you know, noise is not a factor. It's just a matter of concentration.
13 penalties over the weekend, 6 already.
There we go. Miami bringing some pressure. I like it. I didn't like the coverage. Good pressure, though. Good defensive call by
Intended for Nate Terry. He had him, Coach.
Yeah, he had him. You know, and Terry's that guy. You know, that caught the touchdown pass earlier. 6'6", 220. This guy puts on 10 or 15 more pounds. With his athletic ability, that's what you're looking for in the NFL as a tight end. They're playing him as a flexed out wide receiver up there in the slot.
Stoshak, the man who botched that punt in the 2nd quarter. Little redemption right there on that pickup. 1st down for the Owls.
A bit of Wes Welker. 1st down.
You know, Matt, it's funny when you're a quarterback and you don't know you're going in, you go in and you play. But when you had a whole halftime to think about it, I wonder if it's going to affect Driscoll at all.
No, he looks poised, P. He looks confident. I was as surprised as anybody the amount of throwing and his decision-making early on in that first half. But he seems very mature beyond his years and ready to take, you know, the center stage in this football game. So far, no youth concerns. He's poised and he's confident.
12 of 18, 126 yards and a touchdown. No picks. Turnovers, a botched punt return, and a fumble. 2nd and 10 from the 34.
Keep him in manageable situations right here. High percentage throw or a run. That's how you protect a young quarterback. Or draw him off sides. Give him a hard snap count. If somebody just jumped if the quarterback did that, Matt. Yeah, it's defense.
Yeah, if so, that's a great use of the cadence with
Offside
Driscoll.
defense. Number 90. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
4th penalty on Miami.
Yeah, just trying to get a jump on the ball, you know.
Kendrick Norton, the true freshman, jumping things.
I used to always say there never knew a great pass rusher or a great defensive lineman that didn't jump off sides.
On 2nd and 5. A yard, maybe a little bit more on the carry by Howell.
Good call there by Mark D'Onofrio, the defensive coordinator for Miami. Called a run blitz there, ran the linebacker right through the A-gap.
So 3rd and 4 from the 28. Play action. All kinds of time. Driscoll flushed now to his right. In and out of the left hand of Stoshak.
Incomplete. Intended for number 88, Jensen Stoshak. 4th down.
So bring up about a 45-yard field goal attempt if they elect to go for it.
You see them banging the receivers around there. You know, in college you can do that. You know, you can hit them down the field as long as the ball's not in the air. That's exactly what happened. Miami knocked the receiver off his path.
They're going to go for it, Coach, on 4th and 4 from the 28.
Yeah, why didn't they? Yep, I got you.
Under pressure, complete, breaks the tackle, first down and then some. Howell with the big gain. Confident play from the redshirt freshman quarterback.
Well, poor tackling on Miami's defense, but offensively, they do a little swing route with the running back. He knows his hot receiver. He's open. He delivers the strike, and that's a great job run after the catch. This is a huge fourth down conversion. Excuse me.
Huge. Brought some pressure, as Matt said. You're going to be one-on-one. You got to make the tackle.
And down goes Driscoll there.
Yeah, again on that one, they're faking the bubble screen and trying to take a shot over the top. The Miami secondary doesn't fall for it. And here Driscoll really does a great job just protecting the football right there. He had nowhere to go with that ball.
Yeah, they fired the linebacker up inside. The guard picked up the linebacker. The left tackle needs to come down and pick up the defensive lineman. A little bit of miscommunication on the blitz.
Number 20, Marcus Clark.
Guys, the one thing I'm really noticing, especially on this drive, is the hands on the hips with the Miami defensive front. These guys are tired. They've been dragging all night, but they're really starting to soften up. And FAU's having a lot of success getting to the safeties on a lot of their run plays.
Long drive right here, but it's 3rd and 16 from the 22.
Just do not take a sack. You're in that red zone area. Don't turn it over. Don't take a sack. You're going to have an opportunity for the minimum 3 points.
Another completion.
Nice job.
At the 15. Wow. Solomon thrown to the ground there. Now you have to think they'll go for the field goal.
Absolutely.
So Greg Joseph comes onto the field. Joseph concluded the half by missing from 55, this one from 32. And we're tied at 20s. Not easy. Joseph, a little hitch on that step. Drills it, though, 2020. Welcome back to Boca Raton. 2020, 9:44 left in the third quarter. Time now for a Carl Jr. Hardy's game break. Travis Wilson out. Kendall Thompson in for Utah. Runs it in from 2 yards out on 1st and goal. And the Utes, number 24 in the land, up 21-14 on Utah. Travis Wilson out, that left arm in a sling.
Number 27, Cornell Murray.
Second time we've been tied tonight, 2020. No return on this one.
Down to the end zone for a touchdown.
So Walton takes a knee for the touchback. Brad Kaya, the sophomore from California, will come back out to lead the Miami offense. Kaya, 10-19, 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Maddie, what have you seen from him tonight?
You know, he started the game off fast. He was going through his progressions, looked calm, looked poised. This Miami offense is just, kind of hit a wall here. They had a couple opportunities in the red zone to take advantage of turnovers, and they just couldn't get the job done. Still hasn't turned the ball over, Brad Kaya, but you'd like to see this Miami offense get going here in the second half.
I think what Al Golden said at the halftime to Petros was, we got to finish. We got to finish. We've got 2 opportunities to get 1 field goal. Got to finish our blocks. We got to finish running with the ball after the catch. All the little things that add up to scoring points.
That one complete to Malcolm Lewis. So 1st and 10.
First down, Miami.
At the 35.
Both of these defenses are fairly similar, playing 4-down linemen, very little blitz tonight, playing mostly zone coverage. good defenses for young quarterbacks to attack.
3 on the play clock. Kaya gets the snap. Gets another completion. Herb Waters with the grab.
Kaya's pass complete to number 6, Herb Waters. Tackled by number 7, Raymond LeBlanc.
Matt, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks this year so far, and we always talk about a lot of quarterbacks, but Kaya seems to have really good footwork. I mean, he's a prototypical pro-style guy.
Yeah, he's a big kid, and this is his second year in the offense, and you always like to see Petros from that jump from year 1 to year 2. You have a better understanding of opposing defenses, understanding blitzes, and in time, that causes for better feet because you know exactly what you're getting from a defense.
Number 2, Joseph Yerby.
Well, that's a heck of a play right there. You know,
Tackle.
coming
number
up.
34, Freedom Whitfield.
Whitfield coming up, making an open field one-on-one tackle. I mean, those are the type of plays that I tell my running back, hey, BYOB, be your own blocker, make the guy miss.
Yerby with the short gain, but he now has a career-high 115 yards. Kaya, his right shoulder, gets it off. Complete. Yerby down at about the 2.
Great play, huh, Matt?
Yeah.
Great. You talking about under pressure now.
I mean, great poise. He's got a guy draped on his neck right there and just throws a nice, accurate throw, puts a little loft on it where Yerby can make a play. Boy, that's tremendous poise in the pocket from Brad Kaya.
Remember we talked earlier, the running back got underneath the linebacker. That's exactly what happens here.
Yerby might have a 100 game, 2 receptions for 86 yards, and he's already rushed it for 115. First and goal from the 1. Touchdown, Miami.
Nice drive. They did that on the arm of the young quarterback.
Yerby caps off the drive, punching it in from the 1.
Coach, this is just mano-a-mano down at the goal line. This is where you tell your offensive line, just give me 1 yard. I'm getting in the end zone.
Nice job. That's finishing the drive. That's what Coach Golden talked about the half. You know, that pass route, you know, the running back got inside. You always got to force him outside, particularly when you don't have any middle of field help.
27-20, shaping up to be a career night for Yerby. Already a career best from the ground, and he gives the Canes the lead again. Joseph Yerby on the bench right now. His first multi-touchdown game, 1 through the air, 1 through the ground. 27-25 plays, 75 yards. They did it in 2 minutes and 12 seconds, set up by that 52-yard catch and run by Yerby. A lot of depth at tailback right now between Yerby, the sophomore, the true freshman, Mark Walton. It's the U. They should have that, right, Coach?
Please, it's the U. Come on. Charlie Partridge right here. Look for a little trickery maybe on this kickoff return. I'd try a little fake reverse or something. You know, it's time to try to get a little soft spot here against Miami. You don't need to force anything when you go back on offense. You got the young quarterback, Driscoll, in there. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're fine. You're at home. You got the crowd with you. It won't take much to get them all stirred up again.
FAU, they've been resilient all night long.
They're going to have a return right here, short kick.
I'll be Clark with it.
Number 20, Marcus Clark with the return.
Clark beyond the 20.
Number 22, Sheldrick Edwards.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
They'll be holding, I would guess.
Holding during the return on number 3 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal.
And
First down.
I would guess if we saw it that somebody left their feet. You never get called for holding on a return.
7th flag.
That's my man.
Yeah, there's Charlie
Look
Partridge.
at him coaching. Look at him coaching.
Spent 3 years at Pittsburgh with you. Is
Did
that
a
right?
great job. Headed up all my special teams and coached my defensive line.
He told us some good stories about you as well. You weren't on the phone for that call. And do I have those stories? Oh, you bet I do, Coach. Sitting in my back pocket, ready to drop a bang on you, my friend.
Happy anniversary, Rob.
Yeah, thank you. What anniversary? Dinner has been pushed back. Loose ball, still loose, picked up again by Miami. Third turnover on the night. And again, it is deep in FAU territory where Miami recovers.
Yeah, third one inside the 50, inside the 40. Tough to win doing that.
Yeah, you just, anytime you lose a turnover battle, especially like this, you just continue to give them great field position. It's just going to come back and hurt you.
Ryan Mays finally recovering it, the redshirt freshman. Played his ball at Miami Northwestern. Turnovers and penalties. Turnovers and penalties. FAU defense, how many times have they been put in this position tonight, Coach? And they've been able to limit the Canes to just a field goal. Another difficult situation. 1st and 10 from the 25, a little draw, and quick little run. Inside the 20, close to the 15 goes Walton.
Coach, I just heard Charlie Partridge talking to his defense as we have an injury on the field, and he was telling them after the Miami touchdown, before the fumble, control your mind. We are in this game. We are all over this. Just do your job. Very excited, very positive. And even after that fumble, the entire FAU coaching staff really excited, really positive. They got these guys playing at a very high level, but it's very difficult to overcome the position they put themselves in over and over again now deep into the third quarter.
All right, thanks, Petros. Man down on the field, break in action. We'll step away as well. Miami up 7. 7 left in the third. Sophomore linebacker Jared Ward helped off the field after that play. 7 minutes left here in the third. Miami trying to add to their 7-point lead. Off a fumble, they forced 3 turnovers tonight, and give Miami credit for a couple of them at least.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, obviously we all want, Miami, we're kind of being a little bit critical. We think they should be playing better on defense, but 3 turnovers, that's enough. Usually it should be enough to win a football game for you. So you cause turnovers when you're playing aggressive and you're getting after people, and they have.
2nd and 1 from the 16, Walton the tailback. And they'll give it to Walton. He's met in the backfield. He's going to lose a little bit.
Heating him up a little bit there, brought a little pressure, trying to make something happen. Could start, I could see FAU picking up a little bit of pressure here now, trying to cause a turnover themselves.
Miami yet to turn it over tonight. Miami, just 1 third down conversion this evening. 3rd and 1 from the 16. Walton gets the first down. Drive rolls on for the Canes.
Good play. Obviously you want to be greedy and say, oh, let's trick them. But at the same time, you're trying to make first downs, and at the same time, you're trying to create and build that confidence with your offensive line. Hey, we need a yard, guys. We'll go for it, and you'll get us a yard. I like the call.
Walton again, try to kick that one out to the right. Not even sure he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice pursuit there, huh, Matt?
And again, FAU is making it really difficult for Miami to get in the end zone. I'd say usually at this point in the game, Miami's size and speed up front really wearing down Florida Atlantic, but they continue to make plays and continue to make it difficult to score points.
We used to always tell our defense, anytime you can make the back run to the sideline, that's what we want to do. Make them run to the sideline. That's exactly what happened right there.
Standish Dobar, the tight end, in motion. Kaya, complete, across the 10. So Walton out of the backfield gets that one.
Both these teams are playing with a lot of young players. I mean, they really are, and these kids are playing good.
3rd and 4. Miami still down 5 scholarships. Trying to go to 2-0. FAU trying to get their first win of the year. 3rd and 4 from inside the 10. Kaya to his right, throws it in and out of the hands. Would have been right about at the first down marker. And again, mark this up as a win for the FAU defense.
Here's your sprint out here, Matt, right?
Yeah, this is just a sprint out, trying to get a natural pick right here from that outside receiver. They really don't pick him at all, and the defensive back makes a good play. It's actually a good ball placement by Kaya, but a tough catch.
A 24-yard field goal attempt here for Badgley. We'll call it 23. And he gets that one to go through. 10-point lead for Miami. Canes on the road, up 30-20. Al Golden has seen his Hurricanes turn 3 turnovers into just 6 points, with their lead now up to 10. Time now for Carl's Jr. Hardy's game break. We're going to use it to promote our games coming your way tomorrow. And tomorrow is almost today on the East Coast, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Kansas State fires things up with UTSA on FS1. TCU number 3 in the land. They kick at 3:30 at 4. Cy-Hawk up for grabs. Iowa State on Bart Simpson Fox. 10:30 Eastern. Central Florida Stanford at Fox on Fox Sports 1. All Saturday on FS1 and Fox, sponsored by Geico. Low kick. A little bit of a worm burner, scooped up by Bussey. Rather make that LeBlanc, and LeBlanc taken down by Johnson. Let's take a look at the 3 turnovers by Florida Atlantic. This was just a nasty hit that drove the running back, Jay Warren, out of the game. This one, you definitely think the Owls would like back. And then another turnover deep in their end right there. That one, the most recent, turned into a 23-yard field goal. 3 turnovers, 6 points. The lead is 10. And they stay with their backup quarterback. Again, Jaquez Johnson, the starter. Ankle injury in the first quarter. Driscoll, been very impressive. Lobs this one. That looked awkward. I think he was hit as he threw it in an interception. Make that 4 turnovers now. Miami with another chance to try and put a dagger in the Owls here.
Looks Miami brings a little pressure. The running back picks him up, but Driscoll doesn't have a chance to set his feet. Tough throw. He's got to protect the football right there, especially the way this game's been going. Continues to put their defense in a tough spot, Coach.
Yeah, well, you bend but don't break. I mean, this is disturbing right here. I mean, they didn't even get a chance to get off the sideline, catch your breath.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 43. Kaya through the air, bobbled and then brought in. They'll call it a completion. Petros?
Guys, we've seen a lot of resiliency from this FAU team. Backup tailback, backup quarterback. They're still competing. This defense, just like Coach said, has bent, but they've yet to break. But you always got to expect a freshman quarterback. Eventually, he's going to play like a freshman, and that was a freshman move.
Yeah, and you'd like to think that if you protect the ball on the punt and the other 2 fumbles, so you're going to get 1 turnover by a freshman quarterback. It's not going to kill you. But when you combine it with the other 3, now you got a problem.
Pickup of about 3. That'll bring up 3rd down and close to 5. We're under 3.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. FAU hanging in there, down 10 to Miami. And big brother from down south, Coral Gables, making about the 45, 50-minute commute up north to Boca. 3rd and 6 for Kaya and the Canes. Yerby, the reception and the first down inside the 30.
Yeah, he's got as good a hands. I mean, he's a complete back. There's no question about that. He's getting just a sophomore. He's not that tall. 5'9", 200 pounds. Catch the ball, tough runner inside. He's going to be a good player for him.
Yerby with 3 receptions now. He's at 97 yards receiving. He's already at 119 on the ground. This is Walton now.
When you look at the running backs that Miami have, obviously they got Yerby's a sophomore, Walton's a freshman, Gray's a sophomore. Talk about a young group.
Yerby and Walton, those two have combined for 27 carries tonight, Coach. Both of them, though, under 6 foot. Not those real big banging bodies, although Yerby does go over 200.
And you can play. I mean, we played LaRod Stevens, who played, LaShawn McCoy played as a freshman. Dion Lewis, who had the big night for the Patriots, he played as a freshman for me. Biggest problem I always had was protection on the blitz.
And Waters breaks the tackle inside the 10. Waters flipped over, lands at about the 1.
I like this throw from back high. Shows off the arm strength, throws a deep hitch across the football field. But Herb Waters just does everything right here. Makes a move, makes the defender miss, and gets a great a great play for Miami. Miami's got to punch it in here, guys. They need a touchdown. They can't keep settling for field goals.
A little bit of Michael Irvin right there.
First and goal from the 1. Walton, the tailback, flags fly.
Didn't seem like too much time. See what the call is here. Some movement.
There's no foul on the play.
They just wanted to extend the game, Coach.
Thank you.
You'll be lucky if you make curfew. It's almost midnight East Coast. First and goal from the 1. You see what the U has done in the red zone tonight. Walton, not enough.
This is when I would just get, I would almost get angry right here. And I would just say, run it again, run it.
Who are you angry at?
Because I'm trying to establish a mentality. We're going to be a tough football team. We're going to run the ball. I don't care what the situation. We are going to knock it in. Call the same play.
Yeah, second and goal. They bring the fullback, Gage Batten, in to block for Walton.
There you go.
They fumble it. Loose ball. Walton has it, and a touchdown. All the breaks going Miami's way.
I like the play call. Come right back, run the ball. Oh, he kind of trips over his own blocker right there. That's when the ball came out.
What was Clinton Portis's tweet, right? The football gods?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're shining on him right now.
The ball's bouncing their way.
That's the way you finish right there. And I like how they did it, Matt. You said they got to knock it in there. Heck, they did, and try to trick anybody.
Walton's second rushing touchdown tonight.
I mean, don't lose sight. These guys line up. Nebraska comes to town next week, so.
Biggest lead of the game for Miami next week on an all-new The Ultimate Fighter. Coaches Conor McGregor, Uriah Faber. They draw a line in the sand, Coach. Dana White, he's going to drop by. He's got news, Coach, that changes everything.
I'll be here.
All-new episode, Ultimate Fighter, Wednesday, 10 Eastern and Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1. Also streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Miami threatening to really start to pull away from what has been an impressive Florida Atlantic performance so far tonight. Those 4 turnovers really digging them too deep of a hole. They were able to overcome the loss of their starting quarterback. They seem to do all right without the services of their starting tailback, but now these turnovers, the depth, the speed, the athleticism of Miami, maybe catching up to them, but FAU.
And the biggest dilemma Charlie Partridge has now, under normal conditions with a veteran quarterback,
Plus he dropped that, scooped it back up.
Under normal conditions, with a veteran quarterback, now you're behind a couple of scores, you're going to throw the ball. But when you got a freshman in there, a kid that's never played before, redshirt freshman, I think you got to be careful that you don't let this thing get away from you and lose any of the confidence that you've gained up to this point.
Rob Stone, Matt Leinart, Dave Wanstatt, Petros Papadakis, Mike Pereira here with you. There's Driscoll's numbers tonight. Redshirt freshman. Brother of Jeff Driscoll, who's now at Louisiana Tech. They go to the ground, pick up about 4.
Number 9, Greg Howell with the carry.
Clock ticking down on this third quarter. Third quarter started with FAU getting a field goal to pull even at 20. And then 17 unanswered from the Canes. 2nd and 6. There's Howell. Maybe a yard. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Miami was up 3 at the half. They've extended it to a 17-point advantage. Fourth quarter when we return here on FS1. We welcome you back to Boca Raton and Fox Sports 1 College Football, presented by Geico. Turnovers the difference in this one as Miami's now surged to their biggest lead of the night. They are up 37-20, and just on that last drive, Miami finally able to surpass the total yardage that's been put up by FAU thus far. But those 4 turnovers there at the bottom, Coach, the killer right now for the Owls.
Yeah, I mean, if the game's even, your FAU is going to be challenged to beat Miami. Let's face it, with talent level. But you give them the ball 4 times inside the 50. Very difficult to overcome.
3rd and 5 now for the redshirt freshman, Jason Driscoll. Quick gun. Is there going to be a flag on this one? There it is. Intended target, Stoshak. Looks like this drive will live on for the Owls.
Pass interference on the defense, number 33. That'll be a spot foul. Automatic first down.
That one on the sophomore, Trent Harris.
They're just going to run double slants down here. Nice 3rd down call, and yeah, he's draped over him. It's actually a good throw. Puts it out in front of the receiver, allows him to make a play, and it's imperative for FAU to sustain a drive here. They need points, but their defense needs a break.
Runner on the outside goes Howell. Taken out of bounds, just shy of midfield. And another flag.
Holding, number 58 of the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
8th penalty on FAU tonight.
They may make their number 13 equal over last week.
13 penalties in that overtime loss at Tulsa, where they forced 4 turnovers. Tonight, they've given it up 4 times. So 1st and 20 now for Driscoll.
FAU on number 22.
Lobs it to Howell. Howell dumped it about the line of scrimmage.
Greg Howell with the carry. Tackle number 27.
That energy, that positive feel for FAU, you can feel it kind of slinking away right now here in the early stages of the 4th quarter. They need a play. They need some momentum to get back into this one.
From the 22.
I'm curious what Petros thinks down there. The crowd definitely sounds like it's quieted.
It's late, Coach.
It's late. Yeah, enough for Miami.
It's getting going on South Beach. There's some miscommunication there.
And you know what? I think that's really maybe the first time that we've seen something like that, Matt, huh? you know, with a new quarterback going in there, sometimes you see that about every third play.
Intended for Woods.
Third down, 20.
So now
The 22.
3rd and 20 from your 22.
Not very many play calls here in the game plan on 3rd and 20.
This is one where the offensive coordinator tells the quarterback, you make the call. I got nothing. Or jailbreak screen.
All of that for about 3 yards.
You know, a little interesting side note here with the receivers at FAU. The receiver coach for Charlie Partridge right there is Danny Shula.
Yeah.
Don Shula's grandson, Dave Shula's son. Dave, who coached in the league for a bunch of years.
Where did Dan Shula go to school, Coach?
Ivy League.
You're right. Keep going.
Dartmouth.
Bang. Good job, buddy.
A lot of knowledge in that head.
Yeah, it sneaks out every once in a while. It's scary times.
Mike Shula worked with me at the Bears and the Dolphins. I know Dave Shula and I are very good friends.
They make a good steak, too. Chomp with the punt, and it'll bounce and roll inside the 20.
All right.
Clock is down to 19.
Little late. Bedtime has been burned by hours ago. 37-20 Miami. All right, we welcome you back here. Time now for our Nissan Heisman Watch. Matt Leinart, here are your 5 Heisman candidates through week 1. A Notre Dame quarterback in the middle. Are you even allowed to do that?
Hey, he was near.
Cody Kessler from USC.
Coach, this is my Heisman watch. You know, Malik Zaire was near perfect against Texas. He showed that he can run that also. I really like Derrick Henry against Wisconsin. Normally, Wisconsin, a great run defense. He looked like a dominant force. Expect him to have a big year. People are down on Trevon Boykin, TCU's offense, but he made some huge plays in that game to seal up a tough road win. But that can change every week. I gotta love the Heisman.
Hey,
Boykin on later today. Yes, later today on Fox Sports 1. The handoff to Yerby. Yerby already over 100 yards, and Yerby's going to tack on a lot more on this. Across the 40.
And there's nothing special about this play. I mean, it's just an outside zone, and really Florida Atlantic's defense, they're just tired. You know, they can't make this play. They've been on the field a lot in this second half, and Joe Yerby's having a game, guys. I mean, he's a tremendous, tremendous prospect for this Miami team.
You know, there's never a run over 40 yards down the field without a receiver making a great block.
22-yard pickup. Kaya, flag on the play, complete to Waters.
Kaya's pass complete. The number 6, Herb Waters. Number 13, Delton Lewis with the tackle. Flag on the play.
Personal foul. Hands to the face, number 68, Miami. 15 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
Nick Linder, the sophomore center from Fort Lauderdale. Whistled for that one.
Now, Art Kehoe, the offensive line coach for Miami, Art was there when we were there blocking. He does a great job with these guys. You know, he's got a lot of young players. He's had some injuries. You know, does a great job of developing that offensive line.
So 1st and 25 now from the 26 for the Canes. Scott with the reception.
You know, guys, it's maybe just me, but Miami, I know they have a long season ahead of them, but they've been very, very conservative on offense this entire game. Do you guys recognize that?
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been one play offensively where they actually stretched the field with Brad Kyle. I think he might have missed a play early in this game, but a lot of dink and dunking down the football field. Yeah, there hasn't been an aggressive play call.
2nd and 22. Kaya going deep here. Waters with the grab.
And just when we say they don't go deep,
Make a play, throw it up.
Breaks down, and you know, Brad Kaya, again, tremendous poise in the pocket, great feet. He's able to avoid the rush right here. I love this because he keeps his eyes downfield, and then his receiver just makes a great play.
You know, sometimes you got a receiver with that kind of height and ability. You throw it up and let him go make a play.
Waters playing the slot this week due to an injury to Coley. Another reception. Christopher Herndon starting H-back with the grab.
Number 28, Aziz Al-Jair.
Go back to that Waters grab. He's now over 100 yards receiving. 5 grabs for 102. Kaya now at 281 yards, 20 of 30.
It's like Clinton Portis out there. Adrian James.
Maybe Clinton Portis has another tweet for us.
Frank Gore. Think of the running back.
Coach, one of my favorite teammates of all time in the NFL is Adrian James. Just
He needed the best. Yeah.
a great football player, but also just a great friend. He's a great guy in the locker room.
Number 69 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, we had a few when I was there. Alonzo Highsmith, Melvin Bratton, Warren Williams, Leonard Conley from Tarpon Springs.
Some good sponges out there in Tarpon Springs.
You know it, my Tampa friend. Happy anniversary, Rob.
It's passed on the East Coast, at least.
All right, we'll get her next year.
Yes. Well,
Next year.
we'll see who my wife is out with tonight celebrating her anniversary. First and 15
Oh, we're getting
for
silly.
Miami. Back to the 16. Looking forward to working a long day with you guys tomorrow. Miami will draw and give to
Number 2,
Yerby.
Joseph
Yerby already a career outing tonight. He's approaching 100 receiving yards. And he's closing in on 150 on the ground. They've done a good job going back and forth on drives between Yerby and Walton.
They have all, like we said, all freshmen and sophomores too. That's the interesting thing. The thing you don't want to do is get anybody hurt now, if you can help it. I mean,
Looking at that right shoulder.
Yeah, they're still one score away. If they punch it in right here and get points, I would definitely get the backups in there and get some playing time. You got a big schedule coming up down the road here next month.
Kaya throws that one away. Scott in the vicinity.
You know, when we were at Miami, we would get about 90% of our players from the state. We'd never really have to get on much of an airplane except for quarterbacks. You know, Steve Walsh was from Minnesota. Vinny Testaverde was from New York. I mean, Toretto was from Minnesota, or was Gino Toretto, I think, was out of state.
Third down,
We would
10.
get on a plane to go get a quarterback.
Number 11.
Reminded me what Miami did right there for,
You wouldn't get on a plane for a kicker?
no, Coach.
Walton, the grab inside the 5. The facilities have been upgraded at Miami as well,
Complete to number 1.
as of late.
Yeah, I was all excited. I mean, they've put, what do you say, $20, $30 million into new practice facilities, meeting rooms, locker rooms, training table area. I mean, they have really made a commitment, and he's excited. He's truly excited. I mean, he's got a young football team. They're almost at the number where they should be as far as scholarships after the probation.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 3 from the 4. Walton's second effort will be enough. Too late to get in, and he does.
I like him for a freshman. 5'10", 195.
Walton's 3rd touchdown on the ground tonight.
Bounces it outside. You know, Al talked about finishing. This is finishing. Look at that big offensive line in there. Pushing, shoving. Everybody playing to the whistle. All right, turn it off. Let's get the backups in there now. Don't get anybody hurt. Turn the key. Turn the engine off. Nice drive. Nice drive.
44-20, Miami.
Ibis.
Now, Ibis is getting a little fatigued. Walton met, but keeps on churning. Canes in control, under 9 to go. Talk about some of those great Miami running backs. The Edge, Clinton, McGahee, Gore. You think we can get another tweet from Clinton Portison tonight? Clinton, if you're still watching, it's pretty late.
The three of those
Send
guys.
us a tweet, man.
Three of those guys on one team,
Yeah.
I believe.
Just loaded. And they've got some good ones this year already.
Yeah, they do.
Walton, the true freshman, 14 carries, 42 yards, 3 touchdowns. There he is, number 1. Guy in front of him, Yerby, the sophomore, career high 146 yards rushing. Also has 97 receiving yards. Both of those career highs versus an FAU defense that is becoming fatigued. Those 4 turnovers and 8 penalties starting to catch up with them. Big leg, no return for FAU. Charlie Partridge in his second year at FAU, South Florida native, a guy you coached or coached with at Pittsburgh. He told us a great Dave Wannstedt story on our call with him the other day. Early one morning, I think it was your first year you were coaching at Pittsburgh, and he was a holdover. He was from the old staff. You kept him on with your staff, and early in the morning you heard a thud, goes around the corner, big man down. Dave Wannstedt down on the ground. Driscoll rolling to his right, pump fake, and throws that away. You blew out your Achilles. What were you just walking around the coach's office?
I actually tore my Achilles on the practice field
Personal
2
foul,
months earlier.
Number 17 of the defense, roughing the passer, 15 yards from the previous spot.
And
Automatic first
I was
down.
trying to get to the season, and I was running by Paul Rhodes' office, and Charlie was in there. The problem was, there was a buddy of mine who was my other offensive tackle at Pitt, was Don the Hall. He's a doctor.
Right.
Dave Blandino. Paul Rhodes
That's a
was
good
down.
Pittsburgh name, by the way, Dave Blandino.
Paul Rhodes runs down and says, "Coach is down." He comes down, he says, he's screaming. He thought I had a heart attack. He said, "Am I going to have to give you mouth to mouth?" I said, "No, it's my Achilles."
So that one Driscoll's attempt behind. So you're down on the ground in the coach's office.
Yeah, so I called us. I got mad as heck because I knew I ruptured it. They carried me into the staff room, and I call a staff meeting. Propped my foot up on the table, and met. We were getting ready to play Brian Kelly in Cincinnati in the Bearcats. And I missed one day. I was operated on at 10 o'clock that morning, and I was in the press box that Saturday coaching against Cincinnati.
But you strapped on.
Yeah, I just wore crutches and
you
got
had
through the season.
You had the crutches, man down for Florida Atlantic. Reggie Bain, sophomore from Miami. So you had the crutches.
Yeah, I just
that torn Achilles.
I coached from the press box.
He said you also had. There's the crutches.
Yeah, I went through about 3 sets of crutches during the West Virginia game.
Did Jan enjoy you with your ruptured Achilles? Was that a good time for your wife?
I don't know. I was in the basement with the dog for about 3 months. I came in and went to the basement. We very little communication. You know?
So you're out for about 4 to 5 months, and Charlie telling us that you'd be driving around Pittsburgh in an old man cart. That's how he described it. An old man cart. But the cart was obviously so old that they could hear you coming around the corner, so they would all kind of stand at attention when Coach's cart is coming cruising by.
I couldn't get from one office quick enough to the other, so they got me a motorized cart. And I got to the point where I could take that thing from the offensive line down to the defensive coordinator in no time.
Could you drive it yourself, or did you have GA drive you?
I'd drive it myself. Sometimes I'd cut a corner a little too close. Bang off the wall. It was brutal.
Charlie out on the field right now to check in with his training staff and his injured player. Bain able to get up and walk off.
Yeah, that was an experience. God, I forgot about that. It's the end of my jogging days.
Now you just like long walks in the
made me trade in my Harley Davidson too. Didn't do the rehab I should have, so I had to get rid of my motorcycle. Rough injury.
A lot of athletes these days would tell you they'd rather tear up their knee than their Achilles. Driscoll, complete. His 17th completion tonight.
The number 3.
Guys, it finally started to rain. We had lightning in the first quarter and over an hour delay, and now the rain has finally come. The slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Thing is, I'm soaking wet already.
That would be natural moisture, Petros, from your Greek-like
Very natural out
body.
here.
Yes. That was a nice raincoat that wardrobe hooked you up with, or did you do that on your own volition?
That's my raincoat.
Oh,
that
you
I
got
brought
rid of the
just in case
raincoat.
it
We're
rained.
looking at
That's a
you,
beautiful
Pete.
picture on the backside of Petros. You are a handsome man.
You look good. You look good in Miami, you know?
The Miami weather does Petros well. He seems to really enjoy the humidity. He's been a trooper, was with us in Bowling Green, Kentucky last night for that Louisiana Tech Western Kentucky game, and catching a morning flight down to Boca. He's got a big game of shuffleboard tomorrow morning before he comes back out to LA.
You know, this is a tough situation for a young quarterback to be in. I mean, right now, if you're the defensive coordinator, obviously you're not going to do a whole lot of blitzing, but you're telling them this is a defensive lineman's dream. You got the lead. All you're working on now is rushing the passer. It's
2nd and 10 for Driscoll. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of Bussey.
Driscoll's pass incomplete.
Driscoll now 17 for 29, 157 yards, a touchdown. That interception, do you put that interception on Driscoll
yeah, I would.
a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, you can't force it up. Obviously, there's a guy in his face, but knowing the situation, the game, you're down by a couple scores, you got to protect the football.
Driscoll came out smoking, really impressed us coming in cold off the bench for Jacquez Johnson. Lobs that one up and in and out, and then I believe that was picked.
Yep. And that,
Artie Burns, the junior from Miami.
now that's him just trying to make a play. It's actually a great ball. Puts it right there. Again, the ball is just bouncing Miami's way all night. Before that throw, Driscoll really only the one major mistake. We're forcing the the turnover early, but things just not going their way here in the second half.
5th turnover of the game for the Owls. They're down 24. Time now for your Dr. Pepper one-of-a-kind play of the game. We go back to the first quarter. Kaya Yerby, 34-yard reception for a touchdown. Yerby, 3 receptions, 97 yards on the ground, 18 carries, 146 yards. Both of those career highs for the sophomore. Between Yerby and Walton, Miami, they've got a lot of options at tailback.
And then you got a sophomore quarterback, too. I mean, things are looking up for the U.
Kaya still in. Hands that one off to Trayon Gray. And Gray just keeps those legs churning forward. Pickup of close to 9. Our good friend Clinton Portis tweeting earlier, he's back at the social media game. Positive for the night. Yeah, Walton and Yerby, love the hashtags, look good. Keep the tradition of running backs going. I'm still watching.
The U at
Love Clinton Portis.
His running backs are good now.
Clinton, you got another tweet for us? I'm pretty sure we're going to put it on. We're in that mode where we'll put up tweets from Clinton Portis for the rest of the night. Another pickup from Gray, the sophomore from Miami. Last week had 77 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Did Gray? Kaya remains in.
He's actually the biggest of all the backs. 6'2", 215 pounds. He's
Kaya finally giving way right now, so he checks out. Malik Rozier, redshirt freshman from Mobile. A short plane ride to recruit him on the field.
He's a quarterback. That's okay. Gino Toretto, by the way, from Northern California.
Courtesy of that knowledge, courtesy of our good friend Bruce Feldman. High snap, handled well by Rozier. Gets it in the hands of Gray. Gray, you get the sense, going to be the workhorse for these final 5 minutes and change.
The ball carrier.
And Charlie Partridge also, you know, substituting, getting a lot of young players in there on defense, trying to get them a lot of as much experience as you can. Obviously, it's a long season for both these teams.
Rozier, he got in last week in that shutout victory over Bethune-Cookman, 1 of 4, 11 yards. Another high snap, another give to Gray.
Number 32.
So Kaya's evening done, 21 to 32, 288 and a touchdown.
And no interception.
Yeah.
That's the stat that I like.
Yeah, they did a great job protecting the football. And, you know, FAU, got to give them credit. You know, they fought hard in this game. They're still fighting hard. Says a lot about Charlie's football team. You know, just at the end of the day, those turnovers are going to kill you, and you just got to learn to protect the football.
You know, if it's one guy that's turning the ball over all the time, it's easy. You put him on the bench, you replace him.
Rozier runs it on first down, runs it out of bounds.
And to do it most of the game without your starting quarterback, Jacquez Johnson, who's the unquestioned leader on this team, one of your starting running backs who was having a great game before he went down. They showed a lot of resiliency. You know,
they did.
Second down and 4.
Pickup of 6. Still not letting Rozier throw it tonight.
This is what we call the 4-minute offense, Rob. Hand the ball off and take time off the clock.
It's a very original name. Spinning first down run by Gray.
Number 32, Gray with the carry.
Finally, something I can relate with, guys. I was the 4-minute back at USC to run the clock out. And I can tell you all the rules for the 4-minute back. You got both hands on the ball at all times. You got to get down. You don't keep your legs churning so they can take a bunch of shots at you. And something we talked about last night, always hand the ball to the referee, but you have to wait till he asks for it so that clock continues to run. Miami doing a good job being conservative, but you know what? They've been conservative the entire game. I think they're not showing their cards in this one, guys.
Finish strong, Petros, our 4-minute back.
And when you see their schedule coming up for the next month or so, you know, they're going to have to show it all. I mean, this is one they should have been somewhat vanilla.
Another carry for Gray. Here are the upcoming games for Al Golden's side. Nebraska. Oh, that's going to bring back memories of Miami versus Nebraska. Cincy, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Clemson. That is a gauntlet, back to back to back, but 2 of those at home.
Yeah, and Cincinnati, who is probably the lesser of all the opponents, is on the road up there. That won't be easy. Tommy Tupperville and company.
Attention fans, Tri-Rail has informed us the last shuttle
Man down for Florida Atlantic
tonight to accommodate the weather delay. And the last train leaving the Tri-Rail station will be at 1:30 a.m.
Breaking the action, we'll step away as well. 3:27 left from Boca.
Let's throw it down to Andrea and Aaron to see who you voted as the South Florida.
Back in Boca. Al's down 44-20. Miami, most points scored in the first 2 games of the season since 2002 when they put up 104. They're at 89 right now and threatening to tack on to that one. It's a good start for Charlie Partridge. Remember, they were only down 2017 at the half. They had given up numerous turnovers, hadn't really paid for it yet. Brought in a quarterback off the bench, their number 1 tailback, injured as well, but things kind of caught up to them in the second half. Well, a miss on the stiff arm and a loss of yards on that carry from Gray.
Number 32, Brayon Gray, tackle.
Quan Williams, tackle, missed last week with an injury. Al Golden getting the win. He'll go to 2-0. The questions that are out there for this Miami program, they haven't faced the stiffest of opposition yet, Matt. What have you seen from the Canes through 2 weeks?
Well, I think they look good. You know, obviously offensively they've found their running backs. I mean, those 2 guys are tremendous football players. We know Brad Kaya is getting better week in and week out. Again, what Petros has kept hitting on tonight, I think they're saving some of this offense for when they play, you know, Nebraska and this tough stretch coming forward. And defensively, well, they did a good job. You know, once they settled down, they forced the turnovers. And all around, this is a good win for Al Golden, and it's got to give them confidence moving forward next week when they face Nebraska.
You see the record by year at the U for Golden. It was going positive, 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 and then that step back last year where they went 6-7. They closed out that campaign with 4 straight losses. And at 2015, we might as well just give them 2-0 right now.
Yeah, and we're gonna find out what they're all about the next 5 weeks.
Rozier, found a little window there to sneak that one in.
Rozier's pass complete to number 87, Jerome Washington.
Washington with the grab.
Number 21, Roderick Archer.
Another true freshman, Jerome Washington, 6'5", 264, big tight end.
Again, Miami was a little thin at wideout coming into this one due to injuries. Braxton Berrios, Stacy Coley did not play.
From the 17.
Still able to get 295 yards through the air. 1st and 10. A high snap. Rozier hands it off to Gray. Gray busting a couple tackles. Pushed out of bounds, about the 13.
32, Trayon Gray with the carry. 54, Ray Ellis with the tackle.
Miami with those diminutive backs at first between Walton and Yerby. Those two so productive, combining for 188 yards. And now a little bit more of a power game with Gray, that 4-minute offense running back.
2nd down, 4 from the 11.
Offensive line for Miami's had a great game too. You know, one of Al Golden's concerns was that pass rush, and they did a great job protecting, a great job opening holes for this running game.
You know, Miami with just 2 seniors on offense. I mean, they are a young football team.
Get handshakes first.
3rd down, 4.
You know, the big decision coming out of this game, Charlie Partridge, tomorrow morning.
Who's your quarterback?
Yeah, who's your quarterback? Does he build for the future, or does he go back to the senior leader? I mean, that's as easy as that may sound. I mean, there's something to think about there when you're only in your 2nd year. If he's in his 3rd or 4th year, maybe it's a different situation.
And that'll do it. Miami, they go to 2-0. Yerby, what an impressive evening for that young man. 146 yards on the ground, 97 receiving yards on just 3 grabs, total of 2 touchdowns. And the U goes to 2-0. Brad Kaya knows there'll be stiffer opposition down the road, but Florida Atlantic, plenty to be proud of in this one, but they eventually fall 44-20 for Petros, Matt, Dave, Mike, and our entire crew. I'm Rob Stone. Miami goes to 2-0. Time now for Fox Sports Live. Jay, Dan, take it away.